All righty, friends. Hello, hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good to see y'all here back for another live. We are having, what do you know, yet again, another day of severe weather. Nothing new. But it's good to see you guys. Hope everyone's doing well. We're going to get into this here in 1 second. I need to plug up my phone real quickly before we start. Okay, we are good to go. Anyways, but it is good to see you guys here. So we have another day of severe weather today. All hazards are on the table, unfortunately. Tornadoes, large hail, damaging winds. We are going to have to monitor. Oh, we got a warning right now in New Jersey. 60-mile-per-hour winds in Penny Hill. Anyways, but yeah, so we do have a pretty decent thread here for today as far as severe weather goes. But before we go ahead and get on into it, we're going to give a warm welcome to everybody in the chat. What's up, Alma? Good to see you, friend. What's up, Michael? What's up, Local? Good to see you, friend. What's up, Tabletop? What's up, Squashy? What's up, Richard? Hello, friends. Good to see ya. Tabletop says, howdy, Andrew. How are we? Thoughts on the area for today? Okay, we'll get into it here in a second. Just got to give everybody a warm welcome here. But yeah, it's good to see you guys. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day so far. Let's see here. What's up, Kep? Good to see you, friend. Hopefully I'm saying your name right, which I probably am not. But anyways, we're going to dive right on into it, y'all. We'll hop over here to the severe weather outlook for today. So we actually have ourselves a pretty good size slight risk here, level 2 out of 5 severe weather threat for today. Now, they did extend this risk southward because yesterday it ended up across northern South Carolina, and they have extended that a little bit to the south. So the yellow areas is kind of the hot spots for today, you know, kind of where we expect the greatest potential for severe weather. That includes bits of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky, bits of Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, and a little bit of Georgia there in that level 2 threat. So that is something we need to look out for. And we also do have that level 1 threat here across the dark green areas here, which that goes all the way up into New York area here, in which New York City. So we do need to keep an eye out there for those areas as well. Now, unfortunately, like I had mentioned, all hazards are a concern for today. Tornadoes, large hail damaging winds, and even flooding, which we're going to get into here in a minute, as we do have a pretty big flooding concern. What's up, Free Thinking? Good to see you, friend. Let's see. Hi, my name is Alex. What's up, Alex? Good to see you, friend. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. What's up, Kobe? How's Princeton, West Virginia? Well, central southern West Virginia has that threat for today. Northern and central portions are in that general thunderstorm threat here overall. Let's see. What's up, Sharon? Good to see you, friend. What's up with what's up from South Georgia? Good to see you, friend. What's up, Teresa? What's up, Boomers? Good to see you, dude. Say, what's up, Andrew? Hope you're well, brother. I'm doing all right, man. See, I said it right. All good. Okay, sounds good, friend. Anyways, but yeah, let's take a look over here at the tornado probs for today. So they did change things up here since earlier. You know, they did have that big 5%. I don't know if you guys remember across like Eastern Virginia, bits of like Eastern North Carolina and all. They've actually moved that 5% from these areas further southwestward. This 5% tornado risk here across the Brown includes like areas like South Central Virginia, bits of Southwestern Virginia, extreme northeastern Tennessee, bits of like northwestern and north central North Carolina here. So this brown area is where we have a 5% chance probability of having a tornado every 25 miles that makes up this area. Now, it's a 5% chance every 25 miles, but remember, if you add up all these areas together, the chances of having a tornado is pretty decent here. A couple of tornadoes for today. So then we have, of course, you know, that big green area. That is a 2% chance probability for tornadoes. So a little bit lower probability, although a couple of spin-ups could still be expected here, you know, or still possible, I should say, more towards those dark green areas here, which goes all the way up here into southeastern Pennsylvania, central lower New Jersey, all of Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, south bits of West Virginia, eastern Kentucky, a lot of North Carolina here, and also eastern bits of Tennessee as well. So that is our tornado probability for today. As far as tornadoes go, we expect them to be relatively weak and brief. We're not really expecting any long track tornadic activity, as well as really we're not expecting any, you know, violent tornadoes or anything like that for today, which is good. Today's tornadoes, if they do occur, should be relatively weak and relatively brief here. So that's something we need to kind of look out here for, but that is a potential here. But here's the main concern for today is damaging winds, or one of the main concerns. So we actually have a big 30% risk here for damaging winds across the red. This includes like northern South Carolina, a lot of bits of North Carolina here too. I mean, this goes through a lot of the state here, including like Raleigh and Charlotte. You guys are inside of that 30% wind risk here. That goes through Virginia, including like Richmond and just outside of Virginia Beach there, Charlottesville all the way down towards Martinsville area. And then, of course, that goes into bits of like Eastern Maryland and, of course, Delaware here. So that red area, that is a 30% chance probability of damaging winds every 25 miles, which that's a pretty good possibility for damaging winds. Now, as far as how strong these winds could go here, I mean, the text doesn't really show it here, but we are going to be seeing the potential for mainly winds between 60 and 70 miles per hour in terms of wind gusts. The majority of the storm should be right around 60 mile per hour wind gusts, but there could be a couple in which, those damaging winds could be a little higher, maybe up towards 70 miles per hour across these areas today. But yeah, 30% chance every 25 miles across the red, 15% chance here across the yellow. And that covers a pretty good amount of area here too. And then, of course, the brown kind of in our lower, more isolated damaging wind threat here, where we have a 5% risk out in these areas here. So the probability is definitely a bit lower for those brown regions. Now, working our way over here into the hail threat for today. Now, they've actually decreased the hail threat, thankfully. We did have a 15% risk earlier. They've removed that here at this point. So right now, our hail threat is pretty low. Like I said, we're getting ready to get into the flooding threat. That's going to be a concern as well here. We got some pretty big concerns for flooding. But anyways, as far as hail goes here, we do have this 5% risk going all the way up here into southeastern Pennsylvania, all the way down to even northeastern Georgia here, a little sliver there. We have a 5% risk here as far as that goes. Okay, so now let's hop on over here to the excessive rainfall forecast for today. So we had mentioned this here yesterday. We actually have ourselves a pretty big concern for flooding here, in which we do have a moderate risk, a level 3 out of 4 flooding threat here. This includes southeastern New York State, including New York City, a little bit of western Long Island, including a lot of New Jersey too. This does include the Trenton area here for a lot of the western, central, and northern portions of New Jersey, and of course eastern Pennsylvania, and also a little bit of western Connecticut here included as well. Now, the red area here indicates that we have at least a 40% chance of flooding every 25 miles. So once again, I mean, if you add up all these areas here that make up this, imagine it's a big grid, 25 miles apart. I mean, these areas, if you add them all together, there's a pretty decent chance overall we're going to be seeing flooding. But for one specific area here, for example, New York City, there is a 40% chance probability here of seeing, or at least a 40% chance probability of seeing flooding every 25 miles. So then we have the yellow, which is also a decent potential for flooding. This is where we have at least a 15% chance probability of flooding here. This goes all the way through up bits of New York State, like we mentioned here, also bits of Vermont here as well, Massachusetts, all the way down towards Delaware and all. And then we have that level 1, more of an isolated threat here for flooding across the dark green. This is where we do have at least a 5% chance of flooding. So also out west here, we have an interesting shaped looking level 2 risk here, at least a 15% risk here across the yellow areas. And of course, across the green, we have another at least 5% chance probability here of that as well. Anyways, let's see here. Do I have any guess on why SPC shifted? I'm not too sure, honestly. I haven't really done much of a deep dive into the analysis quite yet, so I can't really tell you right off the top of my head. Let's see here. I'd have to really go into models and figure out between yesterday and today what has changed. It's probably some type of, it's either a kinematic or a thermodynamic issue. Let's see here. Why was the tornado threat right moves away from the coast? Yeah, well, honestly, I'm not too sure. I mean, I can pull up the models here and kind of see where the lower level winds are going to be. That's very important for tornado genesis and just for tornadoes in general. Which, yeah, later today, we can see that we do have a little bit of a lower level jet, about 25 knots, southwest and northeast flow, in which we do need to kind of look out here for. I mean, that is a pretty decent jet here. Let's actually overlay the radar too. We'll overlay the future radar here. We'll look at the let's see here. Model, we'll do precipitation, composite, reflectivity. That way we can kind of see the storms here in addition to that. So let's just grab a sounding. Let's just grab one by Richmond here right around 6 p.m. just to kind of show the general environment here. Don't want to grab a sounding in the storm. I tell you what, though, this is actually a pretty decent environment for storms here. I mean, the dew points on the surface are upper 60s, tons of moisture available for these storms here. Really strong mid-upper level wind shear. Also lower levels, I mean, they're not super weak. Yeah, we have about a 25 knot lower level jet here. We do have some veering on our lower levels, and also our hodograph does have a little bit of a hook on it, which could indicate some tornadic activity. A little bit of, a pretty decent sized dew point depression, basically the difference between your dew point and your temperature in degrees. There's a bit of drier, lower level air, which could enhance evaporative cooling, which could allow for there to be a little bit more of a damaging wind threat, which obviously we have that 30% there, which makes sense. And, decay values are high as a result of some of that. So we do have, over 1,100 joules per kilogram of instability out there in our decay here. That's pretty good. Also, some dry mid-levels as well could be definitely pretty good for these storms here. But anyways, I mean, honestly, it's a decent probability. Further westward, let's try another sounding. Let's go out by, like, Blacksburg area, maybe. Let's go wherever Blacksburg is. We'll just do one over here by Christiansburg, actually a little bit southwest of that. Let's see how the environment looks over here. Okay, yeah, the lower levels are a lot more funky on this sounding here comparing to the ones further east here. It is interesting how they moved that westward. I was a little surprised they ended up doing that, but I mean, they obviously have the reason to why that they shifted that here further westward. It could even be the mode, because you can see how, according to the HRRR here later on, this is right around 7 p.m., we kind of have what looks like a QLCS, just kind of a long line of storms rolling through. But if you look more southwest, there's slightly more isolated cells, some kind of quote-unquote prefrontals here, just ahead of that line there, essentially, in which those storms that fire off individually as opposed to a linear type of mode are more... what's the word to go for this? Basically, they're more likely to produce tornadoes and just in a better environment overall for tornadic activity. Now, there can still be tornadoes, of course, in the line, but those single cells ones, those are the ones that could really go tornadic. So I believe it's based off the mode. I mean, just from what I've already seen here, but I mean, it could be from other reasons as well. Let's see. Logan says, am I convinced that there will actually be any tornadoes because of storms in the morning? I think there is a good possibility we could see some tornadoes. I mean, given the environment and the soundings that we saw, we have some decent lower mid-level shear. We got some pretty good, veering winds as we go up in altitude. So the wind's changing direction properly as we go up in altitude. Also, it's changing wind speeds. The wind speeds are increasing, which is allowing for that. We also saw that on our hodographs here, how we do have a pretty good little curvature on those hodos. So, yeah, I mean, especially for kind of the central eastern sides of Virginia here and all. I mean, I definitely do think that the environment will be capable of it. Absolutely. Just because you have convection in the morning doesn't always mean that storms will fail. I mean, sometimes it can create like a cool pool of air on the surface, which could be harder for other storms to develop. But not in all cases. Not in all cases. Let's see here. Am I surprised that we don't have a significant risk for damaging winds? I mean, not necessarily. I mean, I think the risk that we have is pretty good. I mean, there could be still a couple isolated wind gusts where we could see maybe some winds upwards of 70 plus. I mean, I would say majority of the wind gusts within these storms here, within these severe storms, should be mostly between 60 upwards to 70, kind of in more of the worst storms here. I mean, but we'll see what happens. We'll definitely be we'll be covering this here later on tonight. Here, I do plan on it. So, but yeah, the way that this looks, let's actually bring up our sub-hourly HRRR. This is just a little bit more. We got more frames here available to us. So, yeah, as you can see, I mean, according to the sub-hourly HRRR, I mean, this goes into right around like 5 o'clock. We can start to develop that line across bits of like Pennsylvania, of course, going down through Maryland into Virginia. We got a few. I wouldn't call these full-on discrete cells. I mean, I'd say they're. I'd say they're semi-discrete. I mean, there's potential for some semi-discrete storms, but mainly is multicellular in some of these areas here. But anyways, but yeah, I mean, we do have a pretty decent amount of storms popping off out there, but we have the main line over here later on this evening, which that'll be pushing through like DC probably around like 6 p.m. roughly. Take that with a grain of salt. I mean, it's possible. Right around that time, we could see that, and then that'll push its way eastward here overall. So, I mean, that's kind of what the future radar looks like. Just kind of a bit of a line developing here later on in a couple of semi-discrete storms, which could also produce tornadic activity and all. So that's kind of what that future radar does look like there. So, anyways, let's see here. How is Philly looking later? Yeah, so Philadelphia is going to be in that risk, and honestly, does show some storms nearby now. Here, let's pull up current radar. Let's check on Philadelphia right now. I do want to kind of see. Oh, we got one warning over here. What is this in North Carolina, I believe? Oh no, this is Southwest Virginia. Okay, let's see. This is a severe thunderstorm warning for Hillsville. Fancy Gap, Fort Criswell, including Hiwassee, Draper, and Max Meadows. This is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Yeah, but let's head up now. Ooh, yeah, I'll tell you what, friend. We got some storms already popping off here. Look at this. This has actually picked up in activity here recently. Okay, 50-mile-per-hour winds was reported over here in Lehigh County, Pennsylvania, at the Lehigh Valley International Airport, I believe that is, ASOT station. So this is over here, eastern Pennsylvania. So Philadelphia is right here. You can see where Philly's at. Now, right now, the radar looks pretty clear over Philly specifically, but just, yeah, north of Philly, we definitely have some severe storms popping off here right now. So that includes bits of New Jersey, actually, and Pennsylvania. So for the Pennsylvania side, this includes Bethlehem, including Hellertown, Nazareth, including Tatamy, Stockertown, Belfast, Bangor, also including Rossetto, and Bath. So these are areas here that we have 12 minutes left for 60-mile-per-hour winds. And then, of course, this guy over here for kind of the central northern portion of New Jersey. This includes New Brunswick, Rocky Hill, Pennington, Princeton, just slightly north of Trenton, New Jersey, including Mount Salem as well, out there by Hackettstown, Bettystown, Oxford. So, yeah, this is another one here for 27 minutes for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here as well. So I want to go ahead and just let you know about that. It also looks like we have a storm over by Massachusetts that's severe warm too. So, I mean, obviously it looks like we're starting to get some activity here. That threat is going to continue down into the evening hours here overall. So, but yeah, here for kind of central Massachusetts, out there by Ware, out by West Brookfield, also including like, let's see, Warren, Fiskdale, and Holland. We have another warning here for 60-mile-per-hour winds, and we could see maybe some small hail up to nickel size being possible in that storm, which wouldn't really be much of a concern. Yeah, nickel size hail is not considered severe hail, but a little bit of a hail threat. But yeah, main concern in that warning, the reason it is warned is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here overall. So, anyways, let's see here. Will the chances for tornadoes increase as we get closer to the coast? Not necessarily. I mean, if we hop back over here to the risk here, you know, the overall SPC outlook, you can see where the highest percentage probability for tornadoes is. And it was at the coast, but they moved it westward. You can see now the greatest probability for tornadoes is more for like, you know, south central, southwestern Virginia. Also like extreme northwestern North Carolina, and even a little bit of extreme northeastern Tennessee as well, you know, including like Mountain City and Rogersville area. So yeah, that's a 5% chance probability of having a tornado every 25 miles that makes up these brown areas. And you can imagine, I mean, collectively, imagine a grid that makes up this whole area, you know, by 25 miles apart. I mean, there is a decent potential overall in the whole tornado risk area. We could have a couple tornadoes. Absolutely. And then, of course, here for the dark green, you know, this is that 2% chance probability for tornadoes, you know, lower probability, but still is potential for a couple spin-ups. I mean, that is much larger than the 5%. And, I mean, that goes all the way up into southeastern Pennsylvania where, yeah, we still could see a couple of tornadoes here overall for today. So, I think there could be some spin-ups possibly on that line of storms that does develop later as we were looking on the models. So, but, yeah, those somewhat semi-discrete cells, you know, ahead of that line, they probably have a little bit better potential here for producing tornadic activity. And honestly, I'm starting to think that's why they moved it, is because, you know, the mode of storms rather than much of the environment. Because, you know, the environment's definitely capable of tornadoes, but, you know, the mode is also very important, you know, how the storms fire off here and all. So, anyways, let's see. How's Bear, Delaware looking? So, yeah, Delaware is in the risk today. I mean, y'all are a pretty small state, so it's pretty pretty easy to forecast for y'all. But, yeah, you guys have a 2% risk for tornadoes today. We got ourselves a 30% wind risk here. So, yeah, that's a pretty big concern, and that is the biggest concern today. We got a tornado warning, apparently. Uh-oh. Okay, let's get to that here in 1 second. But yeah, we have a 30% chance here across the red of damaging winds every 25 miles, 15% across the yellow, and 5 across the brown. Yeah, Delaware is in mostly the red. Okay, let's hop over here. We have a tornado warning for eastern Pennsylvania, also including bits of northwestern New Jersey. Oh, buddy. All right, let's see what the closest radar might be. I think it might be KDIX. Let's switch over here to that radar here. Goodness. So this includes Newton, Andover, Lake Mohawk. So that's for New Jersey, by the way, y'all. Also including Oxford, New Jersey. And now for the Pennsylvania side, this includes Delaware Water Gap, Portland, Pennsylvania here. So that is a new tornado warning here. We have 23 minutes on that here. Let's hop over to velocity here. Let's see what we got going on there. Okay, yeah, the rotation's kind of near Portland. Kind of near the Portland area here. Tracking into New Jersey, it looks like. We don't see anything on CC. I mean, we are scanning about 6,000 feet up here. You know, that's the minimum beam height from the radar. Because, yeah, the fact that the radar is a pretty good distance away from the storm, you know, is obviously as we go farther in range, that beam is slightly tilted. So as you go farther, that beam height increases, and so that minimum beam height that we're scanning is about 6,000 feet. So that's. I mean, that's not super high, obviously, but I mean, it's a lot can happen basically between 6,000 feet and the surface. So, I mean, that's what I was trying to go with that. Here, let's see. Maybe we have a terminal radar we can look at. Let's look at this guy here. This is up by New York. It might be a little too far. We're scanning 2,000 feet though. Velocity. Yeah. So, oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can see that rotation pretty well, right there, kind of near Portland. In which that is moving northeast. How fast is it? Moving northeast at 40 miles an hour. Okay, so I mean it's moving pretty decent. It's not very slow. It's moving at a decent pace here. But anyways, when I get a sec, can I do a sounding for my area? Yes, I can do that real quickly. But I'm not going to spend much time on it because we have tornado warnings and stuff right now. Let me pull it up on my other monitor. Hold on one sec. Let me do this real quickly for you. Let me pull up our. Actually, I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to remove this real quick. We're going to head over here. Models. Sorry, you guys. Hold on one second. Let me pull this up for him real quickly. So we go here. Need to pull up the HRRR. Let's do 12 Zulu here. It's not going to be till later on. This is like later this evening. I'm going to, maybe I'll go an hour back. Yeah, I don't want to get contaminated from that, from that convection there. Got a little bit of varying winds. I mean, pretty decent. Great moisture. Mid-70 dew points. Tons of instability here. Mid-level wind shear is pretty decent. I mean, we got some 40-knot barbs there, but between 6 and 9 kilometers. And so, I mean, it's a decent environment here for damaging winds and stuff like that. A couple isolated tornadoes can't be ruled out. I do believe that 2% does go down there, anyways. But, anyways, that's enough of that there. But yeah, hopping back over here to the tornado warning here. Yeah, we definitely need to watch out for this here. Let's see here. See, Pennsylvania had a lot of tornadoes this year. Yeah. What's up, ATR? Good to see you. Saying, hey, Andrew, your stream popped up in my feed saying YouTube featured. Is that a new feature? I'd never heard of that. Well, I'll be darned. I'm honored to be YouTube's featured. Wow. I really don't know what the hell that's about. But good to see you, ATR. Hope you're doing good, friend. Let's see here. Let's see. How am I looking in Fairfield, New Jersey for that tornado warning storm? So yeah, Fairfield. Is Fairfield in the warning here? Don't believe so. Here, let's hop over here real quickly. Let's do Fairfield, New Jersey. Here we go. Okay, you're further east here. So you're good, friend. There's so many towns over here. It's like a maze trying to figure out all of this here. It's like a scavenger hunt more. Yeah, you're somewhere further east of this warning. I mean, you're good. You're outside of that warning area here. But I will tell you this, though. This storm, we do have kind of a bit of a storm working its way towards your area, which we do have that severe thunderstorm warning, too, for like Somerville, New Brunswick, Flemington, including Rocky Hill and areas out there, which is one for 60-mile-per-hour winds. I mean, that storm is heading in that direction. So that is something to maybe watch for, because, I mean, yeah, that storm is moving there, but that tornadic part... Yeah, that's for like Lake Mohawk, Newton, Andover, Cranberry Lake, including Allmuchie, maybe. So it also includes like Great Meadows and Oxford and Belvedere. So that's for the New Jersey side. Like I mentioned, we have a little bit of that warning here for like eastern Pennsylvania too, by like Delaware Water Gap and Portland, and I believe that's mainly it there. So yeah, the rotation we have looked at just a few moments ago here. That rotation is over here, and it's kind of hard to see, but that rotation is near Portland area. It's right in this region here. So and it is moving. I mean, it's moving pretty decent. Would we say 40 miles an hour? Yeah, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour here. So I mean, it's moving at a decent decent pace. I mean, it's not a slow one. It's not a. I've seen them faster. I've seen them slower. It's a pretty good, pretty fast moving storm, or decent moving storm. Anyways, but yeah, we'll definitely have to watch out for those areas. Looks like we have reports of damage in East Pennsylvania. Let's see what all that's about. Probably trees down, I'm assuming. Oh no! Look at this. PA 863 is closed between Log House and Danner Roads due to multiple utility poles down from PEMA. Time based on radar. That was at 17:14 UTC. So that would have been 1:14 Eastern, I believe. Logan says, if you're in that tornado warning, I would get to a basement. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you're in that tornado warning, best place to be is a basement or storm shelter. If you don't have one, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. If you're in a mobile home, ditch the mobile home. Find a sturdier structure. Unfortunately, mobile homes are not very good at providing protection. So I would definitely advise that you do, go and find a sturdier structure here. What's up, Dalton? Good to see you. Say, hey, Andrew. I know it's probably not the best time to ask. I was wondering how I got started with my YouTube channel. Got everything set up. I've seen your programs and interested in. Oh, I got you. I started the first main event I covered was the Mayfield tornado. I mean, I covered some events prior to that. I mean, I have it in my archive from many years ago. I went full time, I think, in late 22. And so I've been doing this ever since then. I mean, I've been doing it for years at this point. But honestly, it just came from past experiences with like my old YouTube channels, just messing around, like my gaming videos I used to do all the time, which I don't do those hardly anymore. But anyways, that's that. We'll discuss more of that in maybe a Q&A video or live stream we'll do at some point. But for now, probably not the time. Anyways, let's see here. Free thinking. Thanks, friend, for the 5. I appreciate you. Hey, Andrew, when I get a chance, can I please check on Dolan? Was that Dolan? Dolan? New Jersey for me. I got you, friend. Thank you for the 5. I really appreciate it. Definitely helps me out. And I got you, friend. Let's see here. Dolanen. Is that how you say it? Dolanen? For some reason, it's not wanting to pop up here. Free thinking. I'm not too sure where that area. Do you have another area right next to that region that I can pull up? Because yeah, for some reason, like if I hop you guys over here, you can see that if I type in this, is it spelled right even? I'm trying. Yeah, I'm not too sure, friend. If you could tell me an area that's near there, I could let you know better. Because yeah, unfortunately, it's not doing very well. Let's see here. I got you, Dalton. That's cool. Let's see. Got a driver near Blairstown, New Jersey. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. New Jersey's definitely starting to get impacts here, especially for like the central northern part of the state. Yeah, we do have that severe thunderstorm warning too that we need to look out for. This includes like New Brunswick, Rocky Hill, Hopewell, Somerville, also including like let's see here, Far Hills and all that stuff. So let's see here. Dunellen. Dunellen. Okay, not Dunellen. Gotcha. Okay, this one popped up. Cool. All right, now we're working. Now we're getting somewhere. Let's see. Let me pull that up again. Move that. Do this. So New Jersey. Okay, so why is it? Is this like a county or something? Anyways, so for this area, I mean, we definitely do have a risk. So they're not in the tornado warning or anything like that right now. We do have that severe thunderstorm warning kind of near. Oh, yeah, there you go. Dunellen. Perfect. Found it. Yeah, they are in that severe thunderstorm warning. That is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. Storm's moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. Finally found it. Radar indicated threat here. Torrential rainfall is also occurring with these storms. So, yeah, there could be a potential for flash flooding. I mean, like I mentioned, flooding is going to be a big problem today as well. So that's something that we're going to need to look out for. Like, if we hop back over here and I pull up the excessive rainfall outlook again, we do have a moderate risk. This is at least a 40% chance probability of flooding every 25 miles. And that does include that area there as well for free thinking. So flooding is a concern also. We need to watch, especially if, whoever you're looking out for is in a low-lying area. definitely would recommend it. But yeah, that tornado warning we were just talking about here, this one's for northwest New Jersey, out there by Andover, Newton, Lake Mohawk, also including Allamuchy, I think it is, out there by Portland, Pennsylvania, Oxford, New Jersey, Great Meadows, New Jersey here and all. And that rotation now at this point is kind of east of Portland. Here, let's switch back to that terminal radar. We had a lower altitude scan there. Unfortunately, we're still kind of pushing it. Yeah, you can see where that rotation was there. Yeah, so that rotation's kind of west of Andover, it looks like. It's right in this area is where that rotation is here. West of Andover, New Jersey. So that's that. Let's see. Thank you so much. I'm worried about my daughter. I'm sure your daughter will be fine. If you want to, you can just let your daughter know that today we mainly have a potential for gusty winds within some of these storms. Tornado probability out here is pretty low. We have a 2% chance for these areas, but we do have like a 30% chance for damaging winds. That's really the main thing, and of course the flooding threat too. What I would recommend that you do is, let her know if it starts storming, just to stay away from windows. If she's in a low-lying spot, and if it starts to flood, I mean, you might need to do something about that. But yeah, probably go seek higher grounds if flooding is a big concern out there where she's at. Because yeah, flooding. I mean, we do have a pretty decent flooding potential here for today. So, anyways, is there a tornado on the ground in Blairstown? There is not. There is not. So there is no current confirmed tornadoes on the ground here. We do have this tornado warning. This is out here by Andover, Newton, New Jersey, Lake Mohawk. So this is the only tornado warning we have right now, and it is not confirmed. But like I said, regardless of confirmation, we still need to, monitor these areas here. We still need to, be in our safe spots regardless is the main thing, regardless of confirmation. You can see the source here. It says radar indicated rotation. That's just the radar's way of saying, hey, I see rotation. And where there's rotation, you could assume there is possible tornadic activity, and that's why there's warnings out there. Is because we've detected rotation within a storm, and then sometimes you can confirm tornadoes like with correlation coefficient, which terminal radars don't have, and of course like the what is it too? People on the ground could detect it as well. But like I said, regardless of confirmation, radar indicated, radar confirmed, you still need to be in your safe spot because tornadoes can quickly develop here from areas of rotation, of course. Anyways, what's up, MD? Good to see you, friends. I heard Troy, Ohio is getting strong to severe storms this evening. How are we looking? Let me pull up this area here. Actually, Ohio's not expecting any severe weather today. Yeah, if we hop over to day one outlook here, I mean, all of Ohio is not inside of this severe weather risk. I will say this, though. We do have that general thunderstorm risk for bits of southern and eastern Ohio. But Troy, Ohio, I think you guys are not even in that. Let me double check on that. Troy, Ohio. Yeah, you're not even in the general thunderstorm threat here. You're not even in a risk for storm, so you're good. Anyways. Let's see here. Okay, we'll do. You're the best. Right back at you for thinking. Once again, thanks for the support, Fran. I really appreciate you. Here, let's switch back over here real quickly. We have another warning in Virginia, still in Southwest Virginia. Severe thunderstorm warning, by the way. Let's hop over there to that storm real quickly. So this is definitely a discrete storm. It's kind of in its own little environment here up by Hillsville, Virginia, including Fancy Gap and Hiwassee. This is where that severe thunderstorm warning is in effect here for the next 24 minutes. Storm's moving southeast at 30 miles an hour, and max wind gusts up to 60 mile per hour winds. So, yeah, I mean, 60 mile per hour winds is a concern because, like I mentioned, it definitely, it definitely is, strong enough to knock down some branches, some trees, power lines. Those can land on homes and stuff like that. So, let's see here. What's up, Archer? Good to see you, friend. What's up, Sam? Saying here in Charlotte, I think we could get some supercells? ? So as far as tornadic storms in North Carolina, yes, it is a concern. Let's hop over here real quickly. In Charlotte, actually, Charlotte's outside of that 2% tornado risk. So Charlotte is, I wouldn't say a 0%, I'd say less than 2%. It is very unlikely that we'll see tornadoes here in Charlotte, but slightly north of Charlotte, including like Raleigh, I mean, a pretty good chunk of North Carolina here, we do have a 2% risk here. You know, that greatest potential for tornadoes here is across the Brown, where we have a little bit higher probability for a couple of tornadoes, you know, here for like South Central Virginia, Southwestern Virginia, like, you know, eastern bits of, you know, Tennessee, and of course, like northwestern bits of, you know, North Carolina here as well. We do have that that 5% risk over there. So that is that here. Anyways, so yeah, that is that. And then once again, if we hop back over to our hail threat, which I haven't really mentioned too much, but yeah, as far as hail threat goes, honestly, they did lower the hail threat, so that's actually good news. They did lower the probability, because yeah, earlier when we did the update yesterday, when we were talking about this, or this morning, whenever I was live last, we saw that we had a pretty big 15% risk for hail, but they've actually lowered that down to 5% now, which is good. So let's see here. Blue Ridge says, "How is Bristol, Virginia looking?" Let's hop over here real quickly. You want me to tell you the risk or the current radar, or both? I mean, I could do both for you, I guess. Let's see, Bristol, Virginia. We are. Oh, this is like extreme. There you go. Like extreme southwestern. All right, no warnings right now. We do have some storms popping off in the general environment. Bristol right now is pretty clear, though. We have a couple storms like southeast here in North Carolina, a little bit eastward out there by Hillsville. We have that severe warning. Right now, we're pretty good. I will tell you this, though, friend. We are in the risk for severe weather. We have a 5% risk for tornadoes and a 5% risk for hail. And damaging winds, we have a 15% chance for damaging winds every 25 miles of you. So, main concern, definitely damaging winds. An equal probability for large hail as we have tornadoes as well. So we are in that 5% tornado risk here. So, I mean, even in the 5% tornado risk area, I mean, it's not something that you should worry yourself over. I mean, it is a potential for a couple tornadoes in the general area, but the probability still of you getting a tornado is still very low. But still, I mean, there is potential for a couple spin-ups in which, you know, if there's a warning that gets issued, take action. Basically, what you should do based off of the tornado probability that we show you guys is be prepared. Because, I mean, if you're in that risk area, all you really need to know is, okay, there's potential for tornadoes. Where would I go if a tornado warning was issued? And you need to figure that out beforehand. You don't need to wait until the storm becomes tornadic before you end up, before you end up doing things, or before you end up, taking shelter and all. But you need to figure out where to go for shelter before the tornado happens and all. So we actually just got a new severe warning for southeast West Virginia. This includes Lewisburg, out there by Falling Spring, out there by Rupert and Quinwood. So this is here in effect for an hour and 5 minutes. So we got a while on this one for a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust here as of right now. So, let's see here. See, thanks, man. No worries. I appreciate it. Of course. No problem, friend. What about Hilton's, Virginia? Quite freaked out about possible tornadoes. What's the timing for the storms? I got you, friend. Let me pull them up for you real quickly. Pull up Hilton's, Virginia. By the way, guys, if you could maybe consider leaving a like, hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already. Be much appreciated, guys. Let's see, Hilton's, Virginia. This is this is also right near Bristol. That's crazy. That's crazy. We just looked here. So we have a 5% chance probability for tornadoes out here as well. So what that means is that within 25 miles around you, in all directions, within 25 miles around you, there is a 5% chance that a tornado could drop in that area. Now, if you look at the other way, it's a 95% chance it won't. But 5% chance. I mean, you shouldn't worry about it. I mean, I know it's a little concerning. I get it's scary. I mean, I used to be freaked out for tornadoes and stuff like that too. But chances are you'll be okay. The thing is what we really want you to do in this kind of scenario is just make sure that you are like knowing where to go, like I'd mentioned. Know where to go if a warning is issued. I mean, if you have a basement or a storm shelter, there you go. That's where you want to go. If you do not, then we recommend the central interior portion on the lowest floor possible of your home. If you have a single-story house, just go to the middle portion of your home. If you have a double-story house, go to the lowest floor in the middle of your home. Now, like I said, though, I mean, if you're in a mobile home and there's a tornado warning, you honestly need to find a sturdier structure. But the good news out of the tornado risk and all that we have is the fact that these tornadoes are probably not going to be anything violent. So we're not expecting like big tornadoes today. We're more expecting the potential for a couple spin-up tornadoes, just brief and relatively weak tornadic activity. Given the fact that we do not have a significant tornado risk, means that in the current risk that we do have, we have a potential of seeing tornadoes EF0 to EF1. Now, that does not completely rule out the possibility of stronger tornadoes. It's just based off of models and SPC and everything like that. They decided that most tornadoes, if we do get them, should be between EF0 and EF1, so relatively on the lower scale. Then once, say, if we had a SIG level 1 risk, that would introduce a higher severity in which we could see tornadoes maybe EF0 to EF2. That's not for today, though. We are in a sub-SIG 1 risk environment here. Does that make sense? I'm trying to explain this the best I can so you guys can kind of fully understand. So if we do get tornadoes today, basically just know they should be relatively weak. They should be relatively brief. And the probabilities, I mean, I wouldn't say they're super high. I mean, they are possible. I mean, there's a good chance we could see at least a tornado today. I mean, that is definitely a decent chance considering how many areas are included in this tornado risk here, with the greatest potential being across the brown. But, that's a 5%. And you can see the color codes up the top here. 2% is the lowest probability, 5% is the next in line. Then it goes 10%. Once you get to the point of like 10 and 15%, that's where the tornado concern becomes a little bit more greater, and obviously where you should really be watching, especially 30, 45, and 60, which is extremely rare to have 60. But I think it's happened once, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, yeah. So just try not to worry about it. I know it's definitely nerve-wracking, and I get that severe weather is scary because, trust me, I used to be scared of it too. By the way, I actually got great news. They did cancel that tornado warning for New Jersey, so you guys are good now. But I know these storms are scary, and I get it, but I just want you guys to know that everything will be okay. We'll get through this. It'll be all right. I mean, I've mentioned this so many times in past weather events, because I know there's a lot of people in here who have storm anxiety and all that stuff. What I will tell you to help ease you, to help kind of ease your mind, and this is true. Think of it this way. Think of how old you are, okay? And think of how many severe weather events you've been through. You're still here. You've made it through every other one of them. So, I mean, yes, there's potential for strong storms today, but you've made it through so many severe weather events already. You know what I'm saying? So what's this one going to be to that? Now, I'm not trying to discourage you guys from being weather aware. I'm just trying to help ease the nerves a bit because, I mean, yes, there is still that concern for severe weather today. Just the main thing is, if you end up in a warning, take action accordingly. If you're in like a severe thunderstorm warning for 60 mile per hour winds, stay away from windows. If you're in a tornado warning, seek shelter. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of the main thing is, you don't be scared, but be prepared. That's really what it boils down to. All right, let's see here. North Carolina says, is Mount Holly, North Carolina. I thought that was New Jersey for a second. North Carolina safe. Let me hop over here real quickly. Let me pull up this area here for you, friend. Let's see. This is this is by Charlotte. So you guys are barely just outside of that 2% tornado risk here. So we're not really expecting tornadic activity here. However, we do have a 15% risk, a level 2 severe weather threat for today, for severe weather, in which we do have I think we actually might be, we're in that 30% chance probability for damaging winds today. So that basically means within a 25-mile radius around you, there is a 30% chance probability of having damaging winds within that area. It doesn't mean the whole area will see it. It just means, there could be some damaging winds within 25 miles of you there. So anyways, but yeah, that is a 30% risk, which, I mean, honestly, that is a decent possibility. I mean, if you think about it statistically, roughly that's 1 in 3. I mean, 1 in 3 would be 33%, but this is 30%. I mean, roughly 1 in 3. That's within 25 miles of you. And, collectively, I mean, the probability is going to be higher of seeing damaging winds today. I mean, we've already seen some damage today already. Like, we've already seen some power poles, and I think or some utility poles. Ooh, we got a new report coming in. Oh, this is another lightning report. We had reports that a vehicle was struck by lightning yesterday. Here's a report up in northeastern Pennsylvania. This is a lightning report coming through. A house was struck by lightning. From the 911 calls, did somebody call their... Wait, did somebody call 911 for their house getting struck by lightning? It probably could have caught on fire or something, which is probably why. See, time estimated from radar. This was at 17:39 UTC. So this was a little less than an hour ago. Yeah, a little less than an hour ago. Let's see. You'll be prepared. Good. Glad to hear it. That's the main thing. It's just making sure you're prepared. But yeah, they did cancel that tornado warning here. Here for New Jersey, which included out there by Alamunchee, also including Andover, Cranberry Lake, Newton, Lake Mohawk. So that's for the New Jersey side of the storm, which also included Bushkill, bits of like eastern Pennsylvania here and all too. So they did remove that warning, which is good. So that's no longer in effect here, but they did actually just update that severe thunderstorm warning. They removed it for Somerville, Readington, North Branch, Pluckman, also including Far Hills, including Lamington, South Plainfield, New Brunswick, Kendall Park, Princeton, Lawrenceville, Mount Rose. So yeah, those areas are now out of the warning, but we do have a new warning that's taken place, and that's for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. This is for the kind of northwestern side of New Jersey. This includes Clinton, Highbridge, Glen Gardner, Califon, I think it might be, Washington, Oxford, Belvedere, Bettystown, Chester, Hackettstown, Alamunchee, Hapatcong. That's a tough one. And over Lake Mohawk and Newton. So those areas are in that warning here. 41 minutes on that severe thunderstorm warning here. Storm's moving north at 35 miles per hour. So, I mean, it's moving at decent pace here. But yeah, we have a couple other warnings here. We have another one in Virginia. Let's hop over to that storm. So this one's out by the Hillsville area. They actually removed it from Hillsville. I believe it did include those regions a little bit ago. I believe this might be mainly rural areas at this point. Let's check on that here. Let's see. Okay, locations impacted include... Oh, this might be older. Hold on. No, that's up to date. Dougspur, let's see, Gladesboro, Laurel Fork, Meadow of Dan, and Mabry Mill. So that is where the that severe thunderstorm warning is for. That's for just 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here overall. So that's for those areas. I mean, I don't really see any towns in here, but yeah, it's not for any super crazy populated areas, but those areas be listed there. And then, of course, yeah, going into West Virginia, southeast West Virginia, we have a severe thunderstorm warning here for, let's see, Union, including Ron Curverite. I probably said that one wrong. Lewisburg, Alderson, and Falling Spring, also Frankfort, Anthony, Clintonville, Trout, and Rupert here. So this is warned for, actually, they actually put this for both concerns of hail and damaging winds. So 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail on that storm there. Moving southeast at 30 miles an hour. They did put a tornado possible tag on it. So that, once again, does not mean that there's an immediate danger of tornadoes, so don't freak out. Tornado possible just means what it sounds. I mean, tornadoes could possibly develop in this storm. It does not mean that there is an imminent danger of a tornado, because obviously if there was an imminent danger of a tornado, they would put a tornado warning. But there's not. So tornado possible, just a little early heads up saying, hey, this could go tornadic. It doesn't mean it will. Okay. Looking at velocity now. I mean, we do have some higher end velocities here, southwest of Rupert here, but as far as like rotation goes, let's check on KRLX here. There might be some very weak rotation in that, but yeah, that's probably why they put that toward possible. I don't see anything that would indicate immediate concern for a tornado within this storm, but I do see why they put a toward possible on it. Anyways, but yeah, that's something we need to watch out here for too. This is for once again quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Logan says, I wouldn't be surprised if southeastern North Carolina gets... Oh, yeah, they're still in the drought. Yeah, it's Some areas are definitely still dry, especially along the East Coast. Like if I hop you guys over here real quickly, something we haven't done yet. Let's hop over to the drought monitor. A lot of the East Coast that you're getting ready to see is in that drought conditions here. I mean, it's pretty active for or pretty dry for a lot of the East. I mean, that goes all the way down from Florida up through Georgia, Carolinas, up and through the Mid-Atlantic coast, the Northeast coast. Now it's weird because the interior Northeast, for areas further inland in the northeastern U.S. are pretty good. Yeah, we don't have any droughts going on here, but for the coastal areas, that's where those big droughts are at here and all. Now, speaking of dryness and lack of precipitation and just water in general. The opposite, in fact, we have a flooding concern for today. So I have been mentioning this every once in a while, which, I mean, in addition to the severe weather that we have, severe thunder, between the winds, the damaging, between the damaging winds, the hail, and the tornadic concern, we also do have the big flooding concern here. So we do have, of course, the red area. This is the greatest concern here for today. As far as flooding potential. That includes like a lot of eastern Pennsylvania, like central, northern New Jersey, southeastern New York State, including New York City actually, as well as like western Connecticut. So the red here, this is where we do have a at least 40%. So it doesn't mean it's a hard number of 40% chance. It's at least. It could be greater than that. But yeah, we have at least a 40% chance of flooding every 25 miles, which, if you come across a flooded roadway, make sure you turn around, don't drown. That's what we always say here, or what the Weather Service always says. So yeah, we have at least a 40% chance of flooding here across the red. Now, the yellow areas, which also covers a pretty decent amount of areas here too, this is where we have at least a 15% chance probability here. So that's another decent concern here for flooding. And then, of course, across the green here, this is where we have at least a 5% chance probability here overall. So that is something that we do need to also, once again, look out there for. And then out west, we have a very interesting looking risk here for flooding. Another 15% across the yellow and a 5% chance here across the green. So, okay, we got a new warning here, new severe thunderstorm warning for West Virginia. I love how this is just kind of turned into coverage. What initially started out as an update for you guys turned into just live coverage because storms really just started popping off here. Also, okay, we got another warning in Kentucky. We'll get to that here in 1 second. So, here for the new warning up in southern West Virginia. This includes Mount Hope, Pax, also including Bradley, Quinemont, including Piney View, Stanford, including Scarborough, Meadow Bridge. This is a severe thunderstorm warning here for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter hail. So what makes it a severe thunderstorm is either having A, 58-mile-per-hour winds or greater, B, quarter-size hail or larger, C, a tornado involved. It would obviously automatically make it a severe storm, or all the above. It could be any of them. It could be mixed match, because this one specifically is for quarter hail and 60. It's warned for both hail and damaging winds. So, we got another not tornado warning, another severe thunderstorm warning here in eastern Kentucky. We actually just got two new ones. Look at that. They just issued both of those pretty much back to back. So this is for East Kentucky. This is a severe thunderstorm warning for Slade, including Campton, Vortex, Primrose, and Bettyville. This is warned for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. So, yeah, that's up to 0.75 inches in diameter, which is sub-quarter size, obviously. You guys know a penny smaller than a quarter. Which is not a concern for hail, not a severe concern for hail. They wouldn't have issued the warning if it was solely just for penny hail. The reason it's warned is for the 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here, which definitely is strong enough, like I'd mentioned here, for bringing down some branches, bringing down some trees, even some power lines, stuff like that. But yeah, east of that warning, we have another warning that just got issued. Is that a hook? I don't know. That could just be the storm shape. Anyways, we have another severe thunderstorm warning east of that, out by Cannell City, White Oak, Wani, Slayersville, Fritz, Sublet, and Carver. Now, yeah, these areas aren't in that tornado risk here. I mean, they're in that less than 2% area. Yeah, this one's also warned for the same thing here for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail, which is up to 0.75 inches in diameter here overall. So, a little bit of a concern, mainly just for damaging winds and all that stuff here. All right, let's hop back up north, up here to New Jersey, because we do have a Got a severe warning up here. Let's see here. What's with the SPC and all these interesting shapes this year? Well, that was WPC. But yeah, it's a mixture between all of them. Let's see. You think the Eastern one has rotation? On that new set. I mean, I'll keep an eye on it. Did they put a tour possible on it? They did not. So, I mean, yeah, like I mentioned, that environment's not really expected to be tornadic. Doesn't mean it's impossible for tornadoes, but it's extremely unlikely. I mean, like I said, less than 2%. It's not even it's not in an organized potential for tornadoes. So, Mount Holly is too close to Lake Norman, could cause flooding. Yeah. Like I said, that's definitely another thing that we got to really look out for today. Is in addition to the severe weather here, the tornadoes, the hail damaging winds, flooding unfortunately is another big concern actually, because we do have the the moderate risk. They have a level 3 out of 4 flooding threat, which is a moderate risk, which pretty good size too. Let's see here. I know I just asked, I don't mean to rush, but can you look at Virginia and see if I'm getting anything? Where were you at again? 767? I can pull it up for you, friend. Yeah, so right now, Virginia, I mean, we don't have any active warnings really for Virginia. I mean, except for this little tiny sliver of that storm in West Virginia going out there by Colligan area. Right now, as far as the storms are going, I mean, we look like we have a couple little cells popping off here. Southwest Virginia, were you one of the... We had a couple people that were in southwestern Virginia. Were you one of them? I'm not too sure. I have a hard time remembering even what I ate for breakfast this morning, yet alone where people are. But yeah, here in southwest Virginia, it's pretty clear right now. But yeah, to the north, though, we do have some cells popping off out here. Which, yeah, I mean, a lot of that severe storm activity is really starting to pop off here. Between like eastern Kentucky, actually, and like southern West Virginia, which... Here, let's hop back over to SPC real quickly. I mean, yeah, we do have Eastern Kentucky in that level 2 threat here, which I believe a lot of these areas that have the warnings right now. This is out by Campton area. Yeah, which that's kind of for more of the level 1 marginal risk area here overall. So, let's see here. What's up, Roachy? Good to see you, friend. Saying, hey, Andrew, hope all is well. Can I check the timing for these storms? I heard it was going to be between 4 and 5 p.m. Wouldn't be surprised if they issue severe thunderstorm watch. Or sorry, if you issue a severe thunderstorm, would appreciate the help. Of course. Yeah, of course. I can definitely do that. It's something we've been needing to get to anyways here recently, so let's do that now. All right, so you guys can follow along in time in the top right here. This is based off of the HRRR sub-hourly run. Or sub-hourly model here. So, current time is obviously now 2:30, so we're going to skip ahead to, this is the latest run that we have, which is the 17 Zulu run. So this is kind of roughly where we are. So 2:30, we have some storms, popping off in East Kentucky. Of course, bits in like lower West Virginia. Got a bunch of scattered storms through Pennsylvania and all. So as we go down in time, we'll skip to right around 4:30. You can see as we approach into 4:30, definitely those storms really starting to build up towards the Blue Ridge Mountains here in western Virginia. Of course, still storming likely in some areas of central eastern West Virginia. Definitely kind of a little bit of a cluster of storms near Maryland. Now, this eventually will turn into a line as you guys are getting ready to kind of see here later on in the evening. So we do have, those storms popping off here. And, of course, across the northeast here, too. I mean, we definitely do have quite a bit of stormy activity here. But anyways, so, yeah, we continue further down in time. We'll go to right around 6 o'clock here. Now, you can see at 6, definitely a lot of storms popping off in Virginia. Still probably got a couple in Kentucky, eastern Tennessee, bits of West Virginia. Could see a couple shower storms at this point. But some of the biggest storms here you can definitely see between, like, central, northern Virginia, going through bits of, like, Maryland, of course, into a little bit of Pennsylvania there, too. And then we continue even further down in time, right around 8 o'clock. At this point, the Blue Ridge starts to clear up a little bit. Still a couple of stray showers or storms still possibly going on at this time. Much of that convection will be kind of in eastern Virginia. You can see North Carolina seeing some storms here too, going all the way up here into the northeast and all. And of course, then we continue right around 11 p.m. Virginia pretty much cleared up at this point in time. As far as North Carolina goes, we could still be seeing some storms in eastern North Carolina, maybe northern South Carolina here too. New Jersey could be raining still, a couple storms out there as well. And then, of course, we approach, like, basically midnight. Yeah, Virginia at this point should be mostly clear. Same thing with Maryland. A lot of Pennsylvania would start coming down too. And, that threat will mainly end overnight. I'd say between like 2 and 4 a.m. is when that main threat will, be 100% off the coast and all that stuff. Could be a little earlier, but that is kind of what the model shows. So you can kind of see what the event plays. I'll let this loop here for you guys for just a second. So y'all can kind of just monitor this here, kind of look at it. So once again, times in the top right. Really just a bunch of scattered storms and, kind of a little bit of a line that develops later on. It seems like the newer 17 Zulu HRRR run doesn't really show that line as well intact as previous runs were. Like, if we hop back here, let's go back to the HRRR, like the non-sub-hourly. This is the normal HRRR. We'll go back to 12 Zulu here. Because, well, there was a couple models we were looking at that did show a more defined area. Let's try 16 Zulu. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, 16 Zulu HRRR. You can definitely see how it kind of had more of a well-intact line of storms rolling through, as opposed to just a bunch of clustered storms, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Anyway, so that's that. So that's a good possibility. We could see that line developing here later on here for today. So anyways, let's head on over here, y'all. I do want to take a moment to hop back to radar here so we can keep an eye on these storms. So yeah, we have a handful of warnings in effect. So we are watching some of these severe storms over here in eastern Kentucky, including Slade, Pemrose, Bettyville, also including Vortex and Campton. This is for 60-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail. East of that, we have another warning out there by Awanee, also including Slayersville, including Sublet, Carver, Fritz, and Canal City, also including White Oak area here too. So that is what we're looking at there. Siri is going off right now. Come on, Siri. Anyways, let's see here. Do I think that the storm heading towards Roanoke, Virginia looks tornadic? Let me pull up Roanoke, Virginia. See what we got going on out here in Roanoke. Okay, let's switch to KFCX here. So the one that's, northwest, the one that's still in West Virginia here. Yeah, there might be a little bit of rotation on that. Yeah, kind of west of Asbury. Oh, there's a tornado warning on it now. Okay, yeah, there definitely is. I wasn't the only one. Yeah, okay, so that's tornado warning now for good reason. So we got a tornado warning here for West Virginia. Now, this is still far away from Roanoke. A lot can change in the storm structure between now where it's at and by the time it approaches near you. So keep that in mind. But yes, this is a tornado warning now in effect for Alderson, including Fairleigh, including Caldwell, Lewisburg, Asbury, and Clintonville. Also including Union there too. So this is for 26 minutes. We also do have quarter-size hail there on that storm there too. Yeah, you can see where that rotation is out here kind of by Asbury. I'm putting on my glasses, you guys, not to look cool or anything, but like I said, it helps with my eyes and all, with all these monitors I have. But yeah, we do have definitely some rotation out there. So yeah, if you guys have a basement, storm shelter, if you're here, make sure you guys are inside of there. If not, like we mentioned, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. Stay away from windows. And if you're in a mobile home or outdoors, they always say move to the closest substantial shelter to protect yourself from flying debris. So just make sure that you are away from windows. If you have, once again, basement, storm shelter, go there. If not, central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. And if you're in a mobile home, ditch the mobile home and find a sturdier structure here. So let's see here. North Carolina Geek says, what's the EF rating possibility? So given that these were not in any significant tornado risk here, SIG level is less than 1. We're not in any significant risk here. But we do have potential for tornadoes mainly between EF0 and EF1. So relatively weak, brief tornadoes is possible for today. However, it does not mean that there can't be any stronger tornadoes. It's just based off SPC and all. And their algorithm and just the environment that these storms are in. Tornadoes should be on the lower scale, but doesn't mean they all will. But anyways, but yeah, so we do have a tornado warning if you're just now tuning in here. Southeastern West Virginia, once again, including Alderson. Let's see, out there by Union, Fairleigh, Caldwell, Lewisburg, Asbury, and Clintonville. That rotation right here is just next to Asbury. I don't see anything on CC. I don't see any debris signatures, but like I said, regardless of confirmation, regardless of it being confirmed or just indicated, you still need to be in your safe spot, guys. You still need to treat every tornado warning equally, confirmed or not. Like I mentioned before, I mean, tornadoes can quickly develop. I mean, they can quickly develop between radar scans because, typical radar scan happens about every 2 to 5 minutes. That's about how often radar updates. And it really just depends. But what I would definitely say is, if there's any tornado warning indicated or confirmed, be in your safe spot. Don't chance it because, tornadoes can quickly develop between radar scans. I mean, they can develop within like minutes to seconds. I mean, they can develop pretty quickly. They really can. Anyway, so we're going to watch that storm pretty closely. Let me check on the other areas in the environment here. I mean, we're already just starting this event here, and we're already off to a decent start. The storms in Kentucky don't appear to be rotating. Yeah, these just seem like gusty wind makers. You can kind of tell. So those are good. Yeah, I mean, the one over here, though, that is warned, I mean, that one's definitely rotating pretty decently over there by Asbury area. So this is tracking, the storm is moving relatively southeast here. Southeast at, let's see, 25 miles per hour. So, I mean, it's moving at a decent pace. It's moving at a decent pace here. So we have also quarter hail on that there, too. So we'll just let you guys know about that as well. Also, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for a lot of this area here too. This includes like Rupert. Once again, this is West Virginia, including Trout, Falling Spring, Frankfurt, Anthony, White Sulphur Springs, and Gap Mills. Now, this also includes Western Virginia, which includes Allegheny and Colligan here for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts there too. So, but we have 37 minutes on that severe thunderstorm warning, as well as we do have 22 minutes left on that tornado warning here. So, kind of our main thing here. I tell you what we're gonna do. I'm actually gonna bring up the meso analysis. That way I can kind of see what the environment looks like here roughly. So let me bring this over here real quickly. Mesoanalysis is definitely a really nice tool to have. So that tornado warning is over here. So in this environment, we have over 2,000 ML Cape, which is like pretty chunky amount of instability. That air is definitely unstable. We have some pretty decent, strong mid-level winds, so between like right around 20,000 feet or so. We have winds at about 40, 45 knots, which is pretty good actually. Very dry lower levels here. Definitely some great moisture on the surface, and then dry as you go up in altitude. Tons of instability, tons of cape like we mentioned here. Hodographs, let's see here. Yeah, we do got a little bit of curvature on our hodographs, which is typically what we look for, for tornadic events and all that stuff. I mean, yeah, I do see why this environment is definitely capable of it, but anyways, but yeah, that rotation here, you can see where that's at right in here on the radar. This is right near Asbury, pretty much just north of Alderson right now, north of Alderson. And once again, this is tracking southeast here. What did I say, at 25 miles per hour? Yeah, moving southeast at 25. So I mean, it's moving at a kind of a mild pace here. I mean, it's not super slow. I mean, it's definitely not super fast either. So anyway, so we definitely need you guys to watch this. Now, the tornado probability for today, once again, guys, if I bring you guys back over here real quickly, if y'all are just tuning in here, first of all, welcome. Good to see you guys. And if you guys are enjoying this, consider hitting that subscribe button. You guys can stay up to date with the latest weather and all. Like I said, I try to be live when I can and all. So if you guys could subscribe, maybe leave a like, it'd be much appreciated. But yeah, here's our tornado probs for today. The greatest potential is here in the brown. This is where we have a 5% chance probability of tornadoes every 25 miles. Which this includes like South Central Virginia, Southwestern Virginia. So where that tornado warning is actually in that 2% risk here. So the greatest potential is, once again, going to be across the brown here. This also includes like, Northwestern North Carolina here, like Northeastern Tennessee here, of course, once again, South Central Virginia, Southwestern Virginia. So the brown is where we have a 5% chance possibility of seeing a tornado every 25 miles. And of course, the green, this is where we have that 2% chance probability, of seeing a tornado every 25 miles. So as far as the probability goes today, I mean, we are on the lower scale, but I mean, this covers a pretty good amount of areas here. So we could see a couple tornadoes today. And as far as the damaging winds, once again, that's the biggest concern here. We do have a big 30% risk here in the red. 15% risk here in the yellow, 5% risk in the brown as far as damaging wind probability goes. Most of these wind gusts today within these storms should be between 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts to 70 in kind of the more worst-case scenarios. We do not have a significant damaging wind threat as of now, which we aren't really expecting much of activity above 70 miles an hour as far as wind gusts go, mainly between 60 and up to 70 is possible in some areas. And then lastly, the hail threat real quickly before we hop back to this warning here. The hail threat, we do have, let's see here, pretty much a decent little 5% risk here across the the brown area, of course. I mean, it's a pretty good size. I mean, it goes all the way from northeast Georgia all the way up into southeastern Pennsylvania and all. But anyways, so that's the risk today. But yeah, hopping back over here, you guys. So if you're just tuning in, we actually do have ourselves a tornado warning. This is in effect for southeastern West Virginia here. So just a bit of a heads up for you guys here. So this includes Asbury here, also including the areas out by Alderson and Union. You guys are also inside of that tornado warning here, also by Caldwell and Lewisburg. So we have 18 more minutes before that tornado warning expires naturally. So we have a little bit longer. We just have a little bit more time before this gets expired. But, once again, if you're in these areas, definitely need you guys to be in your safe spots. If you have a basement or a storm shelter, go there now. If not, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. If you're in a mobile home, ditch it and go find a sturdier structure. It's never a good thing to be in a mobile home during a tornadic storm. It's just better to ditch the mobile home and go find a sturdier structure out there. So anyway, so that's that. Hopping back up to New Jersey real quickly, we do have a warning up here. This is not a tornado warning. This is a severe thunderstorm warning up in New Jersey. This is kind of for the northwestern side of the state here, in which let's go and switch on over here to the KDIX radar here. Which hopefully it'll load. There you go. Yeah, so this includes, Hackettstown, also including Highbridge, Washington, a lot of places out by Andover, Newton. Looking at velocity, I don't see anything rotating in this storm, which is good. So that's definitely some good news. So nothing rotating at the moment. But as far as New Jersey goes, I mean, I do believe we have that 2% that does go up in these areas here too, which... Actually, it doesn't go that high. So yeah, the tornado probability ends like kind of in central New Jersey, which outside of that 2% is less than 2%. I mean, it's not impossible for a spin up outside. It's very unlikely, but it's less than 2% chance. But anyways, yeah, main concern here is just for the potential here of damaging wind gusts, 60-mile-per-hour winds out there. All right, so let's hop back over here. Oh, we got a new warning over in Kentucky. Let's take a look at that real quickly. This is actually a new severe thunderstorm warning, including Jackson, also including Lee City, Mountain Valley, Van Cleve, including Alcatawa. I'm not good with names, as you probably can tell. Jackson and Gage is included here too. 31 minutes, 60-mile-per-hour winds, and penny hail. I mean, yeah, once again, penny hail is not really much of a concern. 60-mile-per-hour winds is a bit of a concern because that can knock down some branches, some trees, and stuff like that, which can fall on homes and power lines. So just be sure that you're away from windows there. But anyways, hopping back over here, y'all, to this tornado warning. If you're just now tuning in, we have a tornado warning in effect here for southeastern West Virginia. This includes the following towns. Includes Asbury, including Alderson, also including Union, out there by Fairleigh, Lewisburg, and Caldwell. So this is in effect here for the next 15 minutes. That's when it expires naturally. So, that's if they don't end the warning sooner. It's expected to run out in about 15 minutes, and we'll see if they end up extending the warning or anything like that too, which is also possible. But you can see kind of where that rotation is. It's kind of between like Alderson and Asbury, right in there. That's where that rotation is. If you look at the radar, which is southeast of the storm here, this is where we have the green indicating the air going towards the radar. So in this case, it's moving in this direction here. It's going kind of southeast. And then, of course, the red indicates the air going away from the radar. So it's going kind of northwest. So, based off of that quick change in wind direction and all, you can see this tight little compacted area. This is where we do have that rotation within that storm, in which, once again, this is tracking southeastward, this area of rotation. It's tracking southeastward, and the storm is moving. Okay, it's picked up a little bit in speed here. It's now moving at 30 miles an hour. It was at 25 a minute ago, but still 25, 30 mile an hour movement on that storm. So, I mean, it's still it's still, I mean, it's not super slow, and it's moving a little bit. We do got a new warning over here in North Carolina, a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's switch over to KMRX. That might be our closest radar. Yeah, unfortunately, kind of north of Charlotte, we have kind of a radar dead zone. We do have the TCLT terminal radar up in Charlotte, but this is a severe thunderstorm warning here for Taylorsville, out there by Hindonite, including Stony Point and Statesville, also including Troutman here inside of that warning. This is a new cell that's starting to pop up, it looks like here. A relatively new storm. This is warned for 60 mile per hour wind gusts here, moving southeast at 30 miles per hour. So that is what's going on with that storm. Let me try the TCLT radar here. I mean, oh wow, look at that. There's a nice hole right in the middle of that. Well, maybe not. Maybe we won't do that. Anyways, let's hop back over here to KFCX. Every time I look at like the Blacksburg radar, I think of KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFCX. Anyways, sorry about that. But we do have a tornado warning here, once again, southeast of West Virginia. Make sure you guys are in your safe spot. If you have a basement storm shelter, go there now. If not, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. Stay away from windows. If you're in a mobile home, leave the mobile home. Find a sturdier structure. So this tornado warning includes, for once again, southeast West Virginia, including Asbury, Alderson, out there including Fairleigh, including Lewisburg, Caldwell, and Union. So we have 12 minutes left on this tornado warning. The storm is moving southeast at 30 miles per hour. And you can see kind of where that rotation is here. It's right between like Alderson and Asbury, tracking southeastward here. So that is what we are looking out here for. So that is where that area of rotation is, tracking southeastward. So yeah, we have 12 more minutes left on that warning once again. That's until it naturally runs out of time, until it naturally expires. That's if they don't pull it sooner, or if they extend the warning too. It would obviously, extend that time too. So they could either pull it early, they could either extend it, or keep it, just let it die out naturally, which is, we'll just have to watch it and see what happens. But hopping back over to CC, correlation coefficient for any debris signatures. I do not see any debris signatures right now. But once again, regardless of radar indicated or radar confirmed, you still need to be taking the same amount of action. You still need to be in your safe spot. Like I said, regardless of whatever tornado warning it is, whether it is confirmed or not, you still need to take action, okay? Because, like I mentioned, I mean, tornadoes can indeed form quickly. They can form pretty fast, and they can definitely form between radar scans. And not to mention, tornadoes can still develop even without a clear debris signature. It's happened many times. I mean, I've been tracking these storms for many years, and I've seen it where there has been confirmed tornadoes without any TDSs or tornadic debris signatures. But anyways, yeah, so tornado warning in effect here once again for Ron Caverte, maybe, out there by Union, out here by Alderson. Let's see, Asbury, Lewisburg, Fairleigh, and Caldwell. So got to watch out for that one here. At this point in time, we do have a handful of severe thunderstorm warnings, man. I tell you what, there's quite a few of them. Quite a few. So we got that one up in New Jersey. We have 10 minutes left on that one. 60 mile per hour wind gusts, including Hackettstown, Washington, and Highbridge. We have a couple severe warnings over here in West Virginia too. Yeah, so in addition to that tornado warning that we do have here, this right here, you guys, is actually also a bit of a concern for hail. We do have not anything extreme as far as hail goes, but we could see some hail up to quarter size, which is classified as severe. Quarter size or greater is considered severe hail. But, there could be some hail up to quarter size in the storm, which, could be another thing we need to look out for. But yeah, mainly the main concern is of course that tornado that we have here. So let's hop over here to velocity yet again. As far as the rotation goes, if we go back in previous scans, you can kind of see where this rotation is over in this part of the storm. The rotation now is kind of slightly northeast of Alderson, relatively southwest of Asbury. Tracking southeast. Once again, it's moving about 30 miles per hour to the southeast. So it's, it's, once again, not a super slow moving storm, but it's not a super fast one either. So it's moving at a decent pace. It is. So that is that. Now, is that a new warning we have for Eastern Kentucky? It looks like it is. Yeah, this whole line of storms over here in eastern Kentucky is now becoming warned. You can kind of see. So this is a new severe thunderstorm warning, including Prestonsburg, also including Martin and Pikeville, also including Coal Run Village, Kemper, Harold, Langley. So yeah, this is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. We have 39 minutes on it. So just the potential for gusty winds and all. I mean, we could see some hail up to penny size, but yeah, like I said, once again before, I'm going to mention this all the time. Penny hail is not that big of a concern. It really isn't. I mean, more of just kind of a nuisance, than anything. But anyways, all right, we're going to keep an eye on that tornado warning. That's kind of the main thing. I do want to hop back to mesoanalysis here because, yeah, we were looking at the environment in which this is in. I mean, honestly, yeah, the environment looks pretty decent. We have a pretty good amount of instability, great moisture, dry mid-levels. You got a little bit of curvature on our hodographs. I mean, yeah, we're in a decent little environment here. We have a lower level jet here of about 25 knots in that storm, kind of flowing west to slightly east-northeast. Mid-level flow is definitely pretty perpendicular to our lower levels, in which we have about 40 knots northwest to southeast flow. So not only is the wind increasing with altitude, but the direction is also perpendicular between like 5 and 20,000 feet. 500 millibar height was about 20,000 feet, and 850 is about 5,000 feet. So between those two levels, I mean, yeah, there's definitely some perpendicular wind shear in addition to an increase in speed with altitude, which, that's what the hodograph is for, because it plots the speed of the winds throughout the environment and the direction in which they're going. So that's why it's definitely nice to have. Anyways, but yeah, you can kind of see where that rotation is. It's out there by Alderson still. I mean, I honestly... yeah, this is definitely still a bit of a concern. Let's pull up CC here. As of now, I do not see any TDS, which is a tornadic debris signature. I do not see any of those as of now. But like I said, though, before, I mean, regardless of it being confirmed or not, you still need to watch the storm. You still need to be in your safe spot, 100%. Do not wait till a storm goes confirmed. You need to take action now. So if you have a basement storm shelter, once again in these areas, go there now. If not, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. And if you have a mobile home, once again, ditch the mobile home, find a sturdier structure here. So yeah, this is a tornado warning in effect for basically the next 6 minutes. So that's if they don't extend it, which is a possibility. I mean, with that latest velocity scan that just came out, I mean, I would not be surprised if they do eventually extend this warning, if it kind of holds up like this. Because, I mean, that's pretty decent. I believe that's part of your rear flank downdraft here. And you got your little inflow. I mean, it's tightening up, it looks like, a little bit. And, but yeah, still nothing on CC, though. But, man, like I said, don't let that deter you. But yeah, we also have, like I said, Caldwell, Union, Alderson, and Asbury, which, once again, if you're just now joining and you're wondering where this is at, this is southeast Virginia. We have a tornado warning in effect. We've got a new severe thunderstorm warning here for eastern Tennessee. It's the first warnings in Tennessee. Let's take a look at this. This includes Newport. This includes, let's see here, was that Parrotsville? Yeah, Parrotsville, which this is warned for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. And we could see some nickel-size hail, which is 0.88 inches in diameter here, which is still not technically considered severe. But it is a concern for the damaging winds, though. That is what makes it severe. That's the reason why they have that warning out there, is because damaging winds and all that stuff. But hey, man, I tell you what, at this point, we have quite a grouping of storms here. Eastern Tennessee, western North Carolina, eastern Kentucky, southwestern Virginia, southeastern West Virginia. So definitely is picking up quite a bit here. 5 more minutes on the tornado warning. Once again, if you guys know anybody out here, please give them a call. I mean, send the stream to them just so that they can see where this warning is at and all that stuff. And just honestly, if you guys could, just let the friends and the family know what's going on here. We do have the tornado warning once again here for Asbury, after by Fairleigh, Lewisburg, Caldwell, and Alderson. So we have 4 more minutes on that. And also, in addition to that, quarter-size hail is also a possibility here too. Now, really quickly, guys, so obviously today we have a decent potential for severe weather here. All hazards are on the table, tornadoes, large hail damaging winds. But another really big concern that, we can't forget about, y'all, is going to be the flooding threat. Like we mentioned, today is a pretty nasty flooding threat here, especially for the Northeast. Did they extend that? Or is that, am I just tripping? I probably am tripping. Anyways, this is here for like southern Vermont. It goes all the way through bits of like western Massachusetts, western Connecticut, southeastern New York State, including New York City, western central northern New Jersey, and eastern Pennsylvania here. So this is where we have at least a 40% chance of flooding every 25 miles that makes up this area. So there is a really good potential we could see a lot of flooding out in these areas here in the in the red. And of course, across the yellow, we do have that 15% chance. We have at least a 15% chance of flooding every 25 miles. And then, of course, lastly, across the green, we have at least a 5%. So remember, we gotta keep an eye on that flooding threat there too, because flooding is absolutely gonna be a bit of an issue here. Now, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the excessive rainfall outlook, and I'm gonna pull up the expected amount of rainfall real quickly before we hop back over here real quickly. So let me pull up the WPC QPF between days 1 and 3. So today, obviously, today is Monday, and Tuesday, not Monday, Tuesday. So this includes today being Tuesday. Day 2 would be Wednesday, and then day 3 would be Thursday. So between Tuesday and Thursday, this is how much rain we could expect out here. So we definitely have, you can see the color code at the top. We are definitely going to be dealing with a pretty good amount of rainfall over the next 3 days. You can see really out there by central western Massachusetts. Western Massachusetts, a good 5 inches or so is possible in these areas. So definitely going to be a big concern as far as rainfall goes. A lot for the Northeast there. So that goes all the way from New Jersey all the way up here into the coastal Northeast for Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire. So keep that in mind, guys. SD says, I lived in Alderson when I was a kid, and my 4th grade teacher told class we would never see a tornado in Alderson. She was wrong. Yeah, that it's also a myth that a lot of people say that you can't get tornadoes in hills or mountains. Tornadoes can, in theory, really happen anywhere here. It really can. But like I said, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to let you know that even mountainous areas can get tornadic activity. We have a new storm here, another warning. Let's see. All right, new severe thunderstorm warning here for Virginia. This includes Musto, Deerfield, Augusta Springs, and Craigsville. So we have 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter hail on that one there. Let's see here. Nice shades. Thanks. Like I said, I'm not wearing them to look cool or anything. I just have them because they help my eyes, because I have 4 big monitors, and I don't have any of those glasses that do that. So this helps bring down the brightness just enough to tolerate it for a while. No, I promise I'm not wearing them just to look cool, even though I do. I'm kidding. Let's see. Can I look at what Virginia will get? Sorry, I keep asking because I forgot to listen to it. Bruh. Okay. So Virginia is in a pretty decent concern, mainly for damaging winds. I'll bring this up real quickly. Actually, no. Let me do the tornado warning first, and then we'll go over that, okay? Tornado warning in effect here for the next 47 seconds. Okay, so that's about to expire. Okay, did they replace? Okay, no, they still have that severe warning in place. Okay. They let that tornado warning expire. I'm going to still keep an eye on it, though. Let's see. We still have that severe thunderstorm warning in place for quarter hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. Okay, so all the tornado warnings are gone. Knock on wood. Don't want any more than them. Anyway, so that is that. Now, let's hop back over here real quick. I got you, friend. Let me pull up. Just make sure you turn your ears on this one, okay? But we do have a level 2 slight risk for much of Virginia. Actually, for all of Virginia, matter of fact. Well, okay, never mind, I lied. There is a little sliver, probably grandma's backyard is not included in this slight risk. Anyways, but we do have a really big slight risk covering pretty much the entire state. So this is a level 2 severe weather threat here. Whenever it comes to tornadic probability, so this is our potential for tornadoes. So we have we have 2 percentages. So across the dark green, this is where we have a 2% chance probability of tornadoes every 25 miles. So this includes areas like Richmond, Washington D.C., Philadelphia, Baltimore. This is where we could have a tornado, a pretty low end chance of having a tornado, which is once again a 2% chance of happening every 25 miles. So I mean, it is pretty unlikely, but the environment's capable of producing tornadoes. Now, then we have a higher percentage probability here across the brown, which includes like northwestern North Carolina, like northeastern Tennessee, south central, southwestern Virginia here. So this brown area is where we have a 5% tornado risk here. So instead of, every 25 miles, there's a 2% chance of a tornado happening. There's a 5% chance of a tornado happening. But you got to imagine it this way. So just kind of imagine a big grid that makes up this whole area. Every 25 miles has a 5% chance. Now, if you add up all of those areas together, the tornado probability, the probability of having at least one tornado is much greater than 5%. Because, like I mentioned, we're adding up all of these areas here that make up every 25 miles that fits in this risk area. You get what I'm saying? But for one specific area, like once again, we'll use like Hillsville, Virginia, for an example. Within 25-mile radius around them, there is a 5% chance for them getting a tornado within 25 miles. Does that make sense? So that's how that works. That's our tornado probs for today. But main concern, damaging winds by far, because we have a 30% chance of having damaging winds every 25 miles across the red. I mean, that goes all the way from northern South Carolina through North Carolina, through Virginia, of course, Maryland, Delaware here as well. So that's like I said, roughly a 1 in 3 shot of damaging winds every 25 miles here, which 33% would be 1 in 3, but roughly. That's what I said, roughly. And then, of course, the yellow. 15% chance probability here of damaging winds every 25 miles. The brown, 5% chance here overall. So, yeah, I mean, as far as it goes, I mean, definitely a pretty decent potential for damaging winds. Now, majority of these storms today will be having gusts between 60 and 70 miles per hour. Okay, we got to hop over here, guys. We got a pretty nasty storm that just got upgraded here in Virginia. Wow. Okay, this is now warned for 70 mile per hour wind gusts and ping pong ball size hail. So this is for Virginia. This is right near the border of West Virginia even. You can see here's West Virginia, but this is for Virginia. This includes Musto, Virginia, Deerfield, Virginia, also including Augusta Springs and Craigsville. Let's switch back over here. Oh yeah, you can see where that hail core is right there in that pink area. That's just west of Musto currently. Storm is tracking, appears to be southeastward. Let's see, what is this at? Southeast at 35 miles per hour. Okay. That is a pretty nasty storm here. Yeah, 70 mile per hour wind gust. So that's near hurricane force wind gust. As well as ping pong ball hail, which is 1.5 inches in diameter. That is large enough hail, to break windshields, break windows, stuff like that. So if you're in this storm, I would heavily recommend that you obviously be indoors. Don't be outside during this storm. But yeah, remain indoors, away from windows. Honestly, it wouldn't even be a bad idea if you're in the middle portion of your home, because you don't want to be near windows if they break. Okay, so just keeping that in mind. Let's see here. It's exactly what she told us. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Did you all hear that? My treadmill started talking to me. It said your Bluetooth device. Oh my goodness. All right. Anyways, treadmill. I'm not ready to run yet. I got work to do. Anyways, but yeah, we got ourselves quite a few warnings though popping off there. But yeah, definitely that is a pretty big concern on that storm here. Once again, 70 mile per hour winds and ping pong ball hail. So let's hop back over here. So we didn't finish what I was saying here. As far as the hail threat goes, they did lower that threat, thankfully. We are down to a 5% chance probability of hail every 25 miles or severe hail, which is quarter size or greater. So that's 5%, mainly between quarter size up to 1.5 inches in diameter is kind of the range expected how large hail could be today. Anyways, but that's that. So once again, another really big concern, right up there, honestly, with that damaging wind threat. That's not a part of not damaging winds, hail, or tornadoes, but flooding. flooding is a big problem today as well, because we do have a at least 40% chance probability here of flooding. Across eastern portions of Pennsylvania, central and northern New Jersey, southeastern New York, central western bits of Connecticut, central western Massachusetts, and a little bit of Vermont here on the lower portion. So this is where we have at least a 40% chance of flooding every 25 miles. So yeah, if you're in a low-lying spot here, definitely make sure that you are watching this, and if you have to seek higher ground, do so, because flooding is going to be a serious concern today, in addition to the severe weather that we do have here. So, what's up, chatter? Good to see you, friend. Saying, sir, I need help. I'm worried. Does it look like storms for Charlotte, North Carolina? First of all, don't worry, friend. It'll be all right. So, yeah, Charlotte is in the concern today for severe weather, mainly for gusty winds. Tornado probability is actually the main concern for tornadoes is north of you. Charlotte is in less than 2% chance probability of tornadoes, so very unlikely you'll see any tornadic activity here. Damaging winds, though, that is where the main concern is, because we have a 30% probability of having damaging winds within 25 miles of you. Main wind gust today should be between 60 and 70 miles per hour. A couple of gusts could get up to that strength here, which is a possibility. I mean, that's mainly what we're looking for out here. And then hail, I think we have a little hail threat. Yeah, we have a little 5% chance probability for hail, mainly between 1 inch and 1.5 inches in diameter for today. So, yeah, I mean, main concerns, once again, definitely gusty winds. But you're not really in that area where we think tornadoes are going to be a big concern. So, you should be good, friend. You should be good. Just, yeah, mainly keep an eye on the winds, though, for today, because that is a possibility within some of those storms out there. Creepy treadmills are the worst. They are. They really are. Yeah, my treadmill was talking to me. It's like, come on! It's like, I got work to do. Oh, my goodness. Anyways. Oh, hold on a minute. Oh, my gosh. My phone. Oh, my gosh. Janice! Thank you so much for the $25 Venmo donation, friend. Oh, my gosh. Did you leave a message? Hold on, let me check. Janice, thank you so much for that. If you guys could please give Janice a big thank you in the chat. No, I didn't leave a message. Thank you so much, Janice. That is so sweet of you. That helps me a ton. That definitely helps pay the bills and it helps allow me to keep doing what I do. Thank you so much, friend. Janice, you are amazing. Thank you so much, friend. That's really sweet of you. Really sweet of you. Thank you so much, friend. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Can you hear me? Can you do me a huge solid there? Let's see here. Seems sitting here for an hour. There's a morning like that seemed to go quick south, and it seems to have been sitting here for more than an hour in Hickory, North Carolina, Knoxville. Huh? What are you talking about? If you look at the radar now for you, I can do that. Here, let's switch over here real quick. Oh, I was already at the radar. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Charlotte right now, we do not really have anything for Charlotte currently, except for that one warning up here just north of Charlotte, up by Statesville, Troutman, Stony Point, and Hiddenite, I think it is. Yeah. In which that's warned here for 60 mile per hour wind gusts here overall. So, sorry, a line of storms. Oh, okay. Here, I tell you what, we'll hop over to future radar for you guys. We'll take a look back at that here. We haven't done that in a minute, so let's do this real quickly. I'm still watching the warnings, so once again, thankfully they did remove that tornado warning there, but I'll keep an eye out for any future ones here while we're live. But yeah, let's bring up our future radar here. This is based off of the let's see here, the sub-hourly HRRR, in which you can kind of see as we go down into later on this evening here. Obviously today's Tuesday. You can kind of see that we do have maybe what appears to be a bit of a line here between, like, I'd say, according to this model, between like 8 and 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Now, take that with a grain of salt. Take that lightly. Because we do have the models been being a little bit weird lately. They've been a little bit off, especially like the last couple of days. They've been pretty wonky with the timing and the mode and stuff. But yeah, it looks like it'll be later this evening where we have that main concern of seeing those storms roll through. Once again, the main concern is going to be damaging winds here. So, see, unless it's faded away and these are cells. I mean, HRRR suggests a line. Here, let me pull up the RRFS model. We haven't done that yet. Let's do RRFS sub-hourly here. Yeah. No, honestly, RRFS agrees. It does. It has that also a line as well. So, I mean, there is a bit of agreement here. So, I mean, it is actually a good possibility that we're going to have, a bit of a line here overall. But yeah, same thing for up by like the DC Baltimore area too. You can see, right around 6 p.m. we could have what appears to be maybe a little bit of a line of storms here, kind of a bit broken of a line. Anyways, but let's hop back over to current radar, you guys. So, yeah, we have a whole bunch of warnings. Honestly, at this point, it's getting to be too much to keep up with. So let's just keep an eye on the considerable one here. This is the main concern, this guy up here. This one's pretty nasty. So this is for Virginia out here, including Craigsville, Augusta Springs, Deerfield, and Musto. So, yeah, this right here, y'all, this is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect. Holy moly. They upgraded this now to tennis ball size hail and 70 mile per hour wind gusts. Oh, and we have another tornado warning in that storm. Oh, geez. Okay. Let's see. This is out in Highland County. Tornado and tennis ball size hail. We also have 70. Goodness, dude. That is a gnarly storm. Okay. Let's see where that tornado warning mainly includes here. Okay, the good news is that this is in mainly rural areas. The tornado warning is remain mainly over rural areas of southwestern Highland County, including the following locations: Williamsville and Bolar. Wow. Let's see here. Tornado threat on Pennsylvania. Thanks for the answers. Of course, friend. Like I said, I'm here for you guys. If y'all have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. Like I mentioned, I'm not only here to help you guys stay up to date with the weather and everything, but I'm also here to answer any questions you all might have. But yeah, as far as Pennsylvania goes, we do have a little 2% chance here. Let's see here, which we do have southeastern Pennsylvania, including like Philadelphia and all that stuff. So, can you make a channel suggestion being new? Sure, why not? All right, let's hop back over here, you guys. But yeah, so we do have that that warning, which is mainly for rural areas, but we do have this severe thunderstorm warning here, which is, like I mentioned now, warned for tennis ball hail, which is 2.5 inches in diameter. In addition here to, 70 mile per hour wind gusts overall. So, big concern. Both in hail and honestly damage. Honestly, that's already bigger than the hail we expected today. I mean, at that point of tennis ball hail, that's actually significant hail. That's wow. That's big. That's big stuff. Let me try CC. Oh yeah, you can see this little scattering here on CC. Goodness. So yeah, that's basically, so the radar beam hits the hail and kind of scatters all over the place because of the irregular shape of hail, and so we pick up some extra stuff here, in which you can obviously see that the hail is, you can see where that hail core is. Yeah, it's out there by Musto, Virginia. That's kind of right now where we do have likely that big hail falling right now. What is CC? Correlation coefficient. This is what we use for detecting debris and tornadoes and hail cores and stuff like that. So basically, it's pretty simple. What CC does is it looks for the similarities in precipitation, and it can tell the size apart, because this is what we call a dual polarization radar, which has both a horizontal beam that gets emitted and a vertical beam, and it's in a plus. So it can kind of scan height and width of these particles. And so it can tell what looks the same and what doesn't. And what looks the same is typically in this maroonish color, just seeing similar size raindrops. However, for this area here where hail is much larger and all that stuff, it looks different than your normal raindrop. Therefore, it has that value a lot lower. Same thing for tornadic debris. If a tornado develops, sucks up a bunch of stuff, trees, twigs, whatever it takes, sends it up in the environment. The radar scans it and it says, hey, this does not look like rain. This looks like something else. So that's what we use correlation coefficient for. It's used to identify differential between what the radar is scanning, essentially. So, and since hail's bigger and much more of a different shape than the raindrops, we have a unique signature, which is kind of what we're seeing here. And then, of course, once again, for tornadoes, it's also kind of that way too. Let's see. Michael, thank you for the eagle, dude. Appreciate the support. Greatly. But anyways, that's what that's for. So CC is very important. And, if we have velocity, which, this is what we use for looking at what direction these precipitation particles are moving in. For example, our radar here is to the south. So the green indicates that air is going towards the radar. The red indicates it's going away from the radar. And so we can imagine, since there's a tight, compacted area of both winds going away and towards the radar like that, in this little couplet format, we can assume that that's rotation. And that is why this is a tornado warning storm, is because the radar has detected rotation. We can confirm tornadoes by radar if we have a strong velocity couplet and a obvious debris signature on the same frames. So we could not only see, that it is rotating, but we also see that there's debris detected. So that's how we get radar confirmed tornadoes and stuff. So let's see here. Is Glen Burnie, Maryland safe? Let me pull this up for you, friend. Maryland is in a concern today. Let's hop over here real quickly. Let's switch over to this program, which we already did. So this is up here in Burnie. Is it Burnie, Maryland? Is that how you spell it? Let's see, Missouri. I see Burnie, Missouri, but I don't see Maryland. Is there another town nearby that you can list instead that I can pull up? Because, yeah, it's not one to pull up for me. So, yeah, here's our tornado probs today, guys. Once again, this is the green areas at 2% tornado risk. The brown's a 5% risk here every 25 miles. So there is a potential for a couple tornadoes, of course. As far as damaging winds go, we do have this really big 30% chance here across the red, 15% chance here across the yellow, 5% chance across the brown. Majority of these wind gusts for today are going to be mainly between 60 and 70 miles per hour within these storms. So that is that. So these are concern for damaging winds, and the color code indicates a different probability. So red is the highest probability, a 30% chance of severe damaging winds within 25 miles of these areas that make up the red area. Yellow, 15%, same thing, 5% chance here across the brown. So that is that. And then, of course, lastly, hail threat, pretty minimal today, believe it or not, despite we have a warning for, like I mentioned, 2.5 inches in diameter here. So, Baltimore's near there? Okay, yeah, I know where Baltimore is. Oh, there it is. Okay, I found it. Yeah, so you guys are in a pretty decent wind concern because we do have a 30% chance probability for damaging winds out by the Baltimore area. So what that means is that within 25 miles around you, there is a 30% chance probability of damaging winds existing there. So that's that. Now, as far as the hail threat, we do have a 5% chance probability for that. And tornado probs, as far as our tornado probability go, we have a 2% chance for tornadoes, which is a pretty low threat. But let's see here. Any videos of tennis ball hail? I'm sure there's some on YouTube. I'm sure. Is supercell formation possible? Yes. So any rotating storm is classified as a supercell, in which this storm is rotating. That's tornado warned right now. That is a supercell. Yeah, any storm that's rotating is considered a supercell. Not all supercells produce tornadoes. Keep that in mind. Because sometimes you can have mid-level circulation within the storm, which would classify it as a supercell, even if the lower levels do not support it. So, a little bit of a fun fact for y'all. Anyways, tornado warning here. This is mainly rural areas, which is why I'm not talking about it a whole lot, as much as I would if it was obviously a populated area. But yeah, this is in mainly rural areas it mentioned here. Let's see here. Let me pull this up here. Locations impacted include Williamsville and Bolar is where that tornado warning is. We have 25 more minutes on it. But yeah, there's that rotation. I mean, it honestly has some decent rotation, it looks like. Beam height is 8,000 feet, though. So what level we're scanning at with the radar is 8,000 feet above the surface. So, I mean, you can imagine between the surface and 8,000 feet. Well, I just thought of something. Does this take into consideration terrain? I think it does, actually. Yeah, it does. Okay. Well, hold on a minute. Actually, no, it does not. It's linear. Oh, shoot. So this, yeah. I didn't think about that because, I mean, yeah, the beam goes higher with elevation, but also the elevation changes too with distance, especially in these areas, considering that these are the mountains. But anyways, I'm not sure what the elevation is out here with this storm. I know we're scanning 8,000 feet above sea level. So, but yeah, honestly, that's pretty decent rotation in that storm. Yeah, there is no debris signatures right now, but like I had mentioned before, guys, regardless of a debris signature or any form of confirmation, you still need to take action regardless. Like, because tornadoes can quickly develop. I mean, within minutes. And like I mentioned, a typical radar scan occurs between every 2 to 5 minutes is how often the radar scan updates. That's how often the dish turns around and scans the storm again. Because it's got multiple levels to scan, multiple products, stuff like that. So every 2 to 5 minutes is how often we get those scans. And like I mentioned before, though, yeah, tornadoes can quickly develop within minutes, even between scans. So if you're not taking shelter while one scan doesn't show any obvious tornadic confirmation, it could be on the ground before the next scan comes out and before we get the word out to you. So that's why I'm just saying any tornado warning, got to make sure. And also, like I mentioned before, I've seen tornadoes happen where there hasn't been any obvious debris signature, from confirmation coming in from spotters and, public sources and stuff like that. So, don't wait for the confirmation. Take action immediately. Let's see. Thanks. Yeah, no problem, friend. No problem at all. But yeah, we are watching this warning. This is a very nasty. Okay, they did actually. It's a little better. It's still a very nasty storm, but they lowered it from tennis ball hail now down to golf ball hail, which, I mean, golf ball hail is still a big concern. And it can still break windows, smash windshields, stuff like that. Golf ball hail is not very good. But yeah, golf ball hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds here. So, in addition to having that large hail, we also have 70-mile-per-hour winds, which this is where we could actually see, some wind-driven hail, which having something with a pretty chunky amount of mass moving at pretty fast velocity has some serious kinetic energy. And so, the mixture between the hail that we have and the damaging winds here, that's going to have a lot of impact for us. Oh my gosh, we have another tornado warning here. Okay, this is for Southwest Virginia. This includes Burke's Garden and Tazewell. Ooh. Oh my. Oh yeah, that's definitely rotating pretty good. This is scanning 4,900 feet up to. Okay, so the Southwest Virginia guys, this is a tornado warning for Burke's Garden, including Tazewell. Goodness. So, 21 minutes remaining on this here. So, at 3:22 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located over Grattan or near Tazewell, moving southeast at 25 miles per hour. Goodness. Let's see. Is a cell over Newcastle? Where's Newcastle? Let me pull this up. Newcastle, Virginia, maybe? I'm assuming. Yeah, no, Newcastle is in that severe thunderstorm warning here for quarter hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here overall. So, but yeah, we do have a tornado warning once again for Tazewell and Burke's Garden. So this is in Southwest Virginia here. I believe this is actually a part of the 5% area that the tornado risk is. Oh, buddy. So yeah, that's for Burke's Garden and Tazewell once again, y'all. Let's see here. This is for the next 20 minutes here. Next 20 minutes. So, but yeah, in addition to that tornado, we also have quarter-size hail too. So just a bit of a heads up, friends. But yeah, there's definitely some decent rotation in that storm there. Let's see. CC. No obvious debris signatures right now. Definitely obvious rotation going on here. So please make sure you guys are in your safe spot. Once again, where we recommend you go. If you have a basement or a storm shelter, go there now. If not, then go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. And, if you're in a mobile home, ditch the mobile home, find a sturdier structure if you can. Let's see here. Lucy says, thanks for going live today. Of course, friend. No problem. No problem. Glad to be here, guys. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. I'm here to help you guys. But yeah, we also have another tornado warning that we're still watching. This one was mainly in rural areas here that we mentioned. Let's see here. Where does that include? Yeah, this is mainly for Williamsville and Bolar, Virginia. Oh, they just updated it. Okay, now it's just mainly for Williamsville. Still got that tornado warning in effect. We have 19 minutes on that one here. Yeah, so there is that rotation right there. You can see. Might be fading out, hopefully. I hope so. Anyways, but that warning's still in place, so just stay in your safe spot until then. We got that severe thunderstorm warning by Newcastle and Paint Bank. Yeah, Paint Bank here, including Abbott for Quarter Hill 60. And then southwest of that here for Southwest Virginia, this is for the Brooks Garden area and Tazewell. Yeah, this is where we have that main rotation. That's honestly pretty decent rotation in that storm. Yeah, so we'll definitely keep an eye on it. Also, Tip Top is included there in that as well. Surprised you don't hear hail killing more people. It's terrible. Yeah, I mean, hail can definitely be very dangerous. I mean, to animals and stuff like that outdoors too. Please bring your pets inside, guys. Please bring them inside. You know, during storms like these, I mean, if you can, just please bring them in. I mean, for these storms that we have like 70-mile-an-hour winds and you know, like big hail and tornadic activity, please bring your pets in. I mean, really, any thunderstorm, you should bring your pets in. Don't leave them outside. They don't want to be out there as much as you do. Anyways, but yeah, we got Burke's Garden and Tazewell in that warning here. I mean, it is a pretty decent storm. I mean, it definitely looks like we're starting to see some more rotation within some of these cells here. Let me take a look over here. That's not really full on rotation there. We're gonna keep an eye on that storm though. Yeah, I'm still watching this one storm over here, y'all, in Western Virginia. They did downgrade it now. I forgot to mention to you guys. They remember how it was tennis ball hail. Then it was downgraded to golf ball hail. Now it's at quarter size hail. So they actually just issued another warning on this here too. Did they put a tour possible out? They should have. They did. Okay, good. Yeah, I had a feeling they might. Because we got to watch out for this guy. But yeah, this is a new severe thunderstorm warning here for Goshen. Is it Goshen or Goshen? I think it's Goshen, right? Goshen, Brownsburg, Millboro. So that right there, friends. Yeah, we have an hour and a minute left on that one. But yeah, that's for quarter hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here overall. Let's see here. David, thank you so much, dude, for the $5 CashApp donation. I really appreciate you, friend. Thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate the people who donate to us. Like I mentioned, you guys don't have to donate, so please know that. But for the people who do, seriously, thank you. You guys allow me to keep doing this. You allow me to do this for work so I can stay here and actually stream for you guys. So for the people who donate to us, seriously, thank you guys so much. And I'll be sure to thank the donators once again, of course, by the end of the stream here. But thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. Really do appreciate you. Let's see. Even quarter size piece of hail can do some damage. Yeah, I mean that's where hail becomes severe. You know, is once we get to quarter size or 1 inch in diameter and larger, that's where hail becomes severe. And you know, with damaging winds at 58 miles per hour or greater. I don't know why it's 58, not rounded to 60. They've had to have done some wind tunnel testing or something and found that consistently 58 was something that was problematic. So that's probably how they came up with that number somehow. But it's been like that forever. Honestly, it really has. I don't know. I really don't know how they got that number. I really don't. Anyways, so we got a handful of warnings here. Yeah, look at all these warnings we have. There's just my list I have off to the right here. All these yellow bricks here. These are all severe thunderstorm warnings, and of course the tornado warning here. Okay, good news. They did cancel that one tornado warning that was out there by Williamsville, Virginia. That is no longer in effect here. That has now been canceled. So we are good to go with that one. But remember, we still do have this severe thunderstorm warning here. for both quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. So just if you're in this warning, make sure you're indoors, away from windows. Like I mentioned, guys, we do have, the potential for branches and trees coming down, in these winds, and could knock down some power outages, or not knock down power outages, knock down power lines, what I meant to say. Oh, buddy, it's been a long day. Knock down power lines could be a possibility, which could lead to power outages. But yeah, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter hail on those guys. And then, of course, like we mentioned here, we do still have this one tornado warning down by Burke's Garden. That's where that rotation's actually at. It's right next to Burke's Garden. So please be in your shelter, guys. Make sure you all are in your safe spot. Once again, basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of your home. If you have a basement storm shelter, go there. If not, central interior portion on the lowest floor. If you have a single-story home, go to the middle portion of your home, such as an interior room like a closet or a bathroom with no windows, and cover your head. And then if you have a, let's see here, if you have a double-story house, a two-story house, then go to the lowest floor in the middle portion of your home. That's what we want you to do. And once again, I mean, if you're in a mobile home, ditch the mobile home and go and find a sturdier structure if you guys can, because definitely is not really a good source of protection as in a mobile home. So please go find somewhere that's more sturdy. Let's see. Marissa says, so the storm is only in Virginia today. No. So the storms are throughout a lot of the mid-Atlantic here. Like the threat here, I'll go and show you the overall severe weather threat here for today. So the dark green and the yellow areas is in the regions in the severe weather risk today. The biggest potential does include like Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. So we do have quite a few other states that's in the concern for today. Right now, it just so happens that these storms, this tornado warning is in Virginia, so that's kind of where we're watching right now. But you can see that. I mean, these yellow brackets, these are other severe thunderstorm warnings. I mean, this is in eastern Kentucky. Oh, we got reports of damage in Newport, Tennessee. What's that about? Few trees down. Okay. I mean, you can see these warnings go all the way up here into the northeast. So we have quite a few. Let's see here. If can't get out of a mobile home, what should I do? I'm not in a mobile home. I'm just asking for future because you never know. Gotcha. I mean, see, the problem is that mobile homes, they're not really built well to withstand tornadoes and stuff like that, because the problem with mobile homes is that, I mean, they're the thinner walls. Even if they're anchored down, they still don't hold up to the extreme forces of tornadic activity. I mean, I would try in every way possible to get out of a mobile home if you live in one, if you are in the warning, because like I mentioned, that's not going to provide any protection, unfortunately. I mean, honestly, you would be in a better place going into a ditch and covering your head than being in a mobile home during a tornado if it was coming at you, because I don't want to say this, but just imagine a mobile home that's very thin walled and can easily be ripped apart. I'm not trying to scare anybody, and I hope you guys know this. I'm just trying to explain to you why trailers are not good, because they're just not built properly like homes. Homes are much better built. And I mean, shoot, even if you don't have a house you can go to, I mean, go somewhere like a Walmart or something. I mean, even that would be better than a trailer, or a gas station or just something. Find somewhere else other than a mobile home. I mean, I would just try your hardest to find a mobile home at that point. Or sorry, not find a mobile home. Find a sturdy structure outside of a mobile home. Let's see here. See, I heard you get your bathtub with a mattress. I don't know if that's safe. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad choice. I mean, if you are in like an interior portion of a home, like I mentioned, it's a little different for a mobile home though. Yeah. Walmart in a bathroom, maybe. Yeah, I mean, just somewhere that has much better structural integrity. Much more recommended than being in a trailer or mobile home. Absolutely. Anyways, friends. All right, let's hop back over here. Let's see here. So we do have ourselves a tornado warning in effect here for the next 9 minutes. So we're watching this one closely. This includes Burke's Garden. That's actually kind of where the rotation is right now. You can see right in here. This is where that rotation is, right over Burke's Garden. I do not see any debris signatures right now on correlation coefficient, which is, I mean, it's good, but like I mentioned, it does not completely rule out a tornado, and we should not wait until it becomes confirmed before anybody takes action. No, you need to take action as soon as that warning's there, because that warning's there for a reason, to let you know that it's time to go to your safe spot. Now, with that being said and all, I mean, like I've mentioned before, I've seen tornadoes happen without a debris signature on radar. Not to mention, I mean, because honestly, this is pretty tight rotation. I mean, this is pretty decent rotation here. I ain't gonna lie. So, like I mentioned, it also takes a little bit of time for radar to update too. A typical radar scan happens between 2 and 5 minutes. So it takes 2 to 5 minutes for each radar frame. And a tornado can easily develop in that time. I mean, it could take as little as, honestly, a minute or so for a tornado to develop fully. Maybe even less, honestly. I mean, they're quick. They can develop very quickly because storms are rapidly evolving. And, I mean, any storm is rapidly evolving. But, yeah, so the Burke's Garden right now, that's where we're tracking. This is in, by the way, Southwest Virginia. Southwest Virginia. This is a tornado warning in effect for the next 8 minutes here. So, in addition to this, we also have quarter-sized hail being a concern and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, considering we have this, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for these areas here, too. So, just wanted to let you guys know, just a bit of a heads up here. So we have the tornado being a concern. We have hail up to quarter size, which is 1 inch in diameter, in addition to damaging wind gusts here up to 60 miles per hour overall. So is Northeast Ohio going to get anything today? No. Ohio's good, my friend. So as far as the weather goes in Ohio, we do not have any organized severe weather risk. I will tell you this, though. For the eastern and southern side of Ohio, we do have what we call a general thunderstorm threat, which basically means, hey, a couple booms of thunder possible. But we're not expecting any organized severe weather event for you. So we're not expecting any severe storms, basically. But a couple booms of thunder is possible. But yeah, the dark green and the yellow areas especially, that's where our severe weather risk is for today. And you can also see, I didn't really mention much of this today, but we also have another little risk area here for like Colorado, bits of West Nebraska, Southeast Wyoming, and a little sliver of West Kansas there too. But anyways, but yeah, the main threat we're really watching right now is, of course, the Mid-Atlantic here. Absolutely. Let's see here. Any idea about Long Island, New York? Yeah, so Long Island does have a big concern for flooding. That is the biggest concern for you guys out there. We do have a level 1 severe weather threat, though, for today across, New York. You said for Long Island area. So it depends where you're at in Long Island because, the central eastern side of Long Island does not really have a severe weather concern. I mean, not anything organized per se. But the western side of Long Island, out by New York City and all, we do have a little marginal risk there. So depends. The good news is that, no, there isn't a tornado risk for Long Island at all today. As far as damaging winds, though, we have a little 5% chance out by, like, Hempstead, out there by, like, let's see, Glen Cove, Plainview, stuff like that. So let's see, you're in Lowell, Okay. Let me pull that up for you then, friend. Let me see if you're in this area. Oh, is this Massachusetts? Oh, okay. Well, Massachusetts is fine. For you, Boston. But anyways, back to Colin, though. Yeah, so Collins, like I mentioned, though, as far as I got you guys mixed up for a second. I'm not going to lie with you. But yeah, Western Long Island, though, we do have this 5% risk here. Hail, yeah, we don't really have much of a hail concern out there. So mainly just a gusty wind concern. But like I mentioned, there is a big concern today, a really big concern today here for flooding. Like if we hop back to our excessive rainfall outlook here, you can see we do have this red area. This is where we have a moderate risk. a level 3 out of 4 flooding threat here. So what that means is that we have at least a 40% chance probability of flooding every 25 miles that makes up this red area here. That includes, a good chunk of eastern Pennsylvania, pretty good amount of New Jersey here, New York State, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont. And in the yellow, we have a 15% chance, or at least a 15% chance of flooding every 25 miles. And then the green is a at least 5% chance. Anyways, all right, let's head back to radar. We have a tornado warning in effect here, Southwest Virginia. This is here for the next 4 minutes here. In addition, we have, hail up to quarter sized. So there's your rotation. It's kind of, we're watching that rotation over by Berks Garden currently. So that's currently where that rotation is. Still not seeing anything on CC or correlation coefficient. Still don't see anything on that there yet. But, like I mentioned before, please just don't wait for, the tornado to be confirmed before you take action. You need to take action as soon as that warning comes out. I mean, and that tornado warning is there for a reason. I mean, obviously we've already seen, we've been seeing some pretty decent, pretty heavy rotation on that storm here for a little bit now. And, there is a chance. I mean, it could be on the ground, for all that we know right now. It is very possible. It is very possible, because there's a lag in the radar and when we get new updates. And there's also the factor of it has to really hit something for it to really show up on correlation coefficient. You know what I'm saying? So, Colin says, cool, thanks. Yeah, no problem, friend. No problem. Let's see. Pink says, thank you. Of course, you guys are very welcome. And once again, if you guys have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. I'm here to help you guys. I'm not just here to help y'all with the, with the letting y'all know where the warnings are and stuff, but I'm also here to take questions if you guys have any. I'm definitely here to help that. Let's see here. Carson, thanks for the flow state, friend. I appreciate the support. Thank you guys. Seriously, for all the gifts and all the, the super chats and stuff, you all are amazing. Much love to you. Like I said, any little bit helps, and it helps keep me afloat and allows me to do this for a living, so that I can be here during any of these events here for you guys and all that stuff. So once again, for the people who donate, you guys seriously are the ones that make this possible, and I really, really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And Carson, once again, thank you again for the gift, friend. Okay, so we have 2 minutes left on that tornado warning before it naturally expires. We'll see if they extend that tornado warning. I mean, because that rotation's still obviously there. My assumption is they probably will extend it. From the way that it looks like it's actually starting to maybe go a little bit more eastward now. You see that? Like it was kind of tracking southeast. Now it looks like it might be going more eastward. That's interesting. Yeah, you can kind of see it shifted. It went a little bit further east here in the last several scans. Huh. But that's out there by Bland County. Bland County. But yeah, that tornado warning's still in effect, though. So you still need to be in your safe spots. Once again, if you're in the tornado warning, if y'all have a basement, storm shelter, go there now. If not, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. Once again, stay away from windows. If you're in a single-story home, middle portion of your home, double-story home, lowest floor, center portion of your home. And once again, mobile homes, please find a sturdier structure. In a trailer or a mobile home, just make sure you guys are in a sturdier spot. Because unfortunately, they don't work very well for protection. We have 25 active severe thunderstorm warnings. You can see the counter below me there. We are at 25 active warnings and 1 tornado warning. It's crazy. It's pretty active. And the models, which we'll take a look at the models real quickly. The models were really showing the system, turn into a line later tonight. Here's the latest HRRR sub-hourly here. This is right around 6 o'clock p.m. You can see. So this is what the radar could look like. Notice how I say could. Models ain't perfect. They're good guidance, but they're not perfect. This is what the future could look like. And you can see here, this is for 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central, but this is all for the Eastern time zone for the most part. And you can see that, we have like Eastern Tennessee, seeing a bunch of storms popping through that goes through Virginia, up into Maryland, Pennsylvania, and also majority of these appear to be very much multicellular, meaning that there is just a bunch of just popcorn, scattered storms all over the place, which, a handful of those will likely be severe at this point too. But, so Yeah, that's kind of what we're going to be seeing. So we're going to be seeing the storms continue into the evening hours here overall. I mean, I'm probably not going to be live at that point because we already been live well over 2 hours at this point. So this is actually already a pretty long stream that we've done here today. This was just supposed to be an update stream, but it literally turned into full coverage because things just started really popping off when we were live here. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, even right on 9 o'clock, still got some heavy storm activity going on here, likely some severe stuff. Even midnight, most of it should be done by midnight. I mean, you can see, like, there could still be some convection in, like, the Carolinas, maybe up in bits of the Northeast here, but, like, Virginia and all, you guys will be pretty much good to go at that point. Okay, I got good news, guys. They just canceled that tornado warning and that severe thunderstorm warning, which included Burke's Garden, no longer in effect. You guys are good to come into your shelters. I would still recommend that you stay indoors, though, away from windows, because, I mean, we still do have that storm that's ongoing, and, of course, there, is still a bit of a lightning concern. Don't want to be outside or near windows during that, so still recommend staying indoors. Just like go in a living room, hang out for a little bit. Unless you have windows in there, then go hang out in your room. Unless you have windows in there, then go hang out in the bathroom. Anyways, but no, they did cancel that. They did cancel that set of warnings there. So tornado warnings no longer in effect. Severe thunderstorm warning for Tazewell, Tip Top, and Bland is also no longer in effect. So y'all are good out there, but I tell you what, man, we have quite the handful of severe thunderstorm warnings right now, which all of these, I believe, are for, mainly 60 mile per hour wind gusts. I think all of these are warned for 60 mile per hour wind gusts here. Yeah. The ones in East Kentucky are for 60 mile per hour winds. Oh, look at this. Out by Musto. Oh, this was a part of that big hailstorm we had earlier. Yeah. So we had a 1.25 inch hail report. That's $50 hail, by the way. That was in Highland County, Virginia. Let's see. Source was from a Co-op Observer. Apparently that's how we got that report out there. Let's see. Quarter hail, 60 mile per hour winds. 60. Yeah, all of these warnings here, guys. All of these severe thunderstorm warnings are warned for 60 mile per hour wind gusts here. And hail really ranges between like penny size and quarter size. So thankfully, as of now, knock on wood, we do not have any considerable severe thunderstorm warnings. These are just kind of lower end. But like I mentioned, even for 60 mile per hour wind gusts and all, you can still have some problems. Tree branches coming down, trees even coming down in those speeds, and could fall on houses, fall on power lines. Maybe power lines can come down. So it's important that, you guys are still, staying away from windows in those storms and all that stuff here. So anyways, Pink says, I'm in Bland County in Virginia. Oh, I got you. So yeah, you were a part of that warning we just had, weren't you? I think that, let's see here. Or is this Bland County down here? Let me figure this out. Hold on a minute. Bland County is where this... I think this one. Is this Back for Montgomery, Southeast Monroe counties. Okay. Oh, we have a new warning for Floyd and Woolwine, Virginia. Quarter hail 60. Unless this is the one that you're in. Okay, yeah, here we go. Yeah, so this might be the... There's Bland. Okay. So, that's actually a new warning they just added for... Let's see. Witheville? I have no idea how you pronounce that one. But this includes like Max Meadows, Kent, Fort Criswell, including Austinville, Ivanhoe, Cripple Creek, Crockett, Fries, Galax, Woodlawn, Hillsville, and Fancy Gap. Yeah, this warning is for 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. So it is a concern for both hail and damaging winds, because what makes it a severe thunderstorm is having damaging winds that is quarter... I almost said quarter size or greater. Nice. Having damaging winds that's 58 miles per hour or greater, or having hail that is 1 inch in diameter or quarter size or larger. That is considered a severe storm because that's in the criteria. And obviously, if there was a tornado, that would immediately turn it into a severe storm too. So, anyways, so that's that. But yeah, most of these are. I mean, all of these are definitely warned for 60 mile per hour wind gusts. So that's a big concern. But some of these do have a little bit of hail concern on them too. Anyways, let's hop back over here, guys. So, one thing I do want to show you, once again, not only do we have this big concern, like we had mentioned here for severe weather here, But we have, that big flooding threat here too. I mean, like once again, if we bring up our, let's see here, our excessive rainfall outlook here, we do have ourselves a 40% chance probability here for flooding every 25 miles that makes up this red area. So yeah, this includes like eastern Pennsylvania, like central northern bits of New Jersey, southeastern New York State, bits of Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont here. So I mean, we definitely have, I mean, a really good potential for flooding, and especially if you're in a low-lying spot in these areas, please monitor this. Make sure you're keeping a close eye on that because, yeah, flooding is absolutely a big concern today, and honestly, one of the biggest concerns is going to be flooding. So, in addition to the damaging winds, flooding is also a really big problem too. Because I mean, there's areas out here that we could be seeing like several inches of rain from this event out here, which, yeah, we're probably going to be seeing quite a bit of, flooding and all that stuff out there. So, yeah, the yellow, that's a 15% chance, or at least a 15% chance of flooding every 25 miles. And the green here is where we have at least a 5% chance of flooding every 25 miles here. So that is what we got going on there, my friends. All right, let's hop back over here. So, yeah, in addition to flooding, we have that tornado threat too. Tornadoes, large hail, damaging winds. I mean, yeah, I mean it's pretty busy day. I mean, considering we already have like 24 warnings right now, definitely have quite a few severe thunderstorm warnings in effect currently. We got one in western North Carolina too, by Fontana Village in Almond here as well, for 60-mile-per-hour winds and penny hail. And so we just have a bunch of these. We have another warning that just got issued here for Virginia, including Stewart's Draft, Lindenhurst, Sharando, Greenville, and Middlebrook. So that is where that storm is here. Oh, we got some reports of damage here. Trees down on wires across Sporting Hill Road. This is from the utility company reported that. So, wow, okay. That's what I was saying, guys. I mean, branches and trees can come down in these winds, which can... definitely, hit power lines, and it can knock out the power and stuff like that. I tell you what, I'm actually going to bring up the power outage map here real quickly. Power outage.us. That's what we usually use here. Oh, wow. Okay, apparently Illinois has a big problem. Jeez. Yeah, look at this. Illinois, so out of 5.8 million people, right? We have 154,000 people without power. Actually, that's customers without power. That's like individual households, I'm pretty sure, and businesses. That's not everybody who's affected. That would be much higher. That's crazy. Crazy. Yeah, we got quite a few between Pennsylvania and New Jersey too. 21,000 on the dot for New Jersey, 25,000 for Pennsylvania here. Indiana 15,000, Wisconsin 24,000. California for some reason has 14,000 people. Wow. Yeah, quite a bit of power outages you can kind of see. And like I mentioned, even with these warnings here for just 60-mile-an-hour winds, don't ignore those, dude. Those are still concerning storms, Let's see, you lost internet. Oh, I got you. Well, glad to see you back, though. Glad to see you back. All right, let's head back on over here to the northeast here. We have quite a few. Oh, we have another report here. Trees down on wire. So we read that one. Trees down on interstate. So that's in Cumberland County, Pennsylvania here. From 911 call center there. Okay, so yeah, that's south of Plainfield, east of Newville. Let's see here. Goodness. Okay. Yep. So once again, big concern with that. Yeah, all of these are warned here for the like I said, 60-mile-per-hour winds here too, and quarter size hail. Or not all of them are for quarter size, but basically penny to quarter size hail, the majority of those. Storms are entering the New River Valley. Yeah, we got quite a few of these storms in like New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland. Yeah, the one over here by Maryland's out by Hagerstown, Smithsburg, Thurmont, Boonesboro, Sanmar, St. James area. I tell you what, I'm gonna stand up for a minute, guys. I am I can't be sitting down for too long, else I really feel it. Ugh, my goodness, dude. Sitting in that chair for a long period of time is not very comfortable. All right, let's head back over here to Eastern Kentucky. Yeah, I apologize, y'all. Sometimes I just gotta stand up, you know. Can y'all hear me okay? Make sure y'all can hear me fine. Anyways, all right, so let's see. So we have a handful of warnings over here in Eastern Kentucky. These are warned for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. So we'll keep an eye on those. Yeah, like I mentioned, all of these are mainly warned for that here. Let's pop back over to meso-analysis real quickly. I'm curious to see what the environment looks like now. Let's update the page. So yeah, we're really starting to see a lot of these storms popping off here. Why does that say that there's 0 MLK? Why is this not working? I highly doubt the environment's all zeros. Like meso-analysis. I think I broke it. I don't know what I did. But, I mean, there is a pretty good amount of instability out here. I mean, MLK is over 2,000 joules per kilogram. As far as our lower-level jet goes and all, we do have about a 25-knot lower-level jet out here for some of those areas. And overnight, I think, yeah, it's not really expected to do a whole lot of anything crazy. Anyways, but we have a lot of warnings here. Let's see, the storms are taking shape. You can definitely see that cold front line. Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's definitely doing something. I mean, we have multiple warnings at this point in time. There is a lot going on. By the way, guys, if you all have any questions, do not hesitate to ask here. I'll be more than happy to help y'all. I'll tell you what, I'm going to hop over to Sat View with you guys real quickly. This hasn't updated quite yet, so let me give that. Actually, let's give that a second here, and then we'll come back to it because it takes a minute to load sometimes. 24 active warnings right now, so this really is all over the place. So we have a grouping of storms in like Southwest Virginia. We have like Hillsville, Fry's, Galax for Quarter Hail 60-mile-per-hour winds. Lebanon, Cleveland, Rockdale, Penny Hail 60-mile-per-hour winds. Let's see, Floyd, Woolwine, Simpsons, not the show, for Quarter Hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds there. Let's see, Quarter Hail and 64 Abbott area here. All right, let's hop back over here to Sat. So here we go. Yeah, you can definitely see where that convection's starting. You can start to see it really picking up here for like here. Let's do the last hour. Let's just do like the last hour here. So you can see where everything is. So yeah, definitely starting to see a lot more of that heavier convection. You see those reds up there in like Eastern Kentucky. That's where we're starting to see, you know, a bit more deeper convection. Like Southwest Virginia there too. Western North Dakota, North Carolina here. But yeah, these definitely starting to pick up here. Let's hop back over here. I'm gonna check for rotation again on these storms here real quick. Let's hop over to Kentucky Fried Chicken X, KFCX radar. And we'll switch to velocity real quickly. Just doing a quick velocity check. Okay. Not too bad. Here, let's hop over to Northern Virginia real quickly. I just want to do this every once in a while just to make sure nothing's acting up here. What does this have on it? Does this have a torpedo? Okay, it doesn't. Got my eye on you, buddy. Let's switch over here to KCCX here in central Pennsylvania. Just got to do our occasional velocity check here. Yeah, we're getting a lot more damage reports out here. So we had that one from the utility company, trees down and wires, and then we had this one over here for tree down the interstate. This one, trees down on wires again across Sporting Hill Road. This is also from the utility company. So we have two reports from the utility company here saying that trees have fallen. Here, I'm going to fix my camera. That trees have fallen on power lines here. So, goodness. Is that rotation trying to? That might be rotating there. Possibly. Let me try KLWX once again here. Let's see what we got going on. Yeah, I don't know about all that. We'll definitely watch this. I mean, it is warned here for 60-mile-per-hour winds. We did just get a new warning here, too, for Brunswick, Maryland. Also including Sharpsburg and Shepherdstown here. See, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and yeah, up to Penny Hill. Oh, anyways, let's see. Let's hop back over here to, is that Eastern? Oh, that's Western North Carolina. Okay, yeah, Western North Carolina. We have Fontana Village, Bryson City, Almond, including Arca, I think it might be. And yeah, so this one's warned here for Penny Hill and 60-mile-per-hour winds, or warned mainly for the 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. All right, friends, I'll tell you what. We're going to hop over here to the SPC Outlook once again. So let's hop on over here. So this is our risk here for today. We do have a level 2 slight risk across these yellow areas. So this is kind of where that main concern here, as far as severe weather goes for today. So the severe weather scale goes from a level 1 to a level 5. The level 1 risk is here in the dark green. The level 2 threat's in here in the yellow, which is the greatest threat for today. I mean, this does cover a good chunk of the country. And like I said, even in the dark green, this is where we do have the threat for potential damaging storms here. Kind of more of an isolated severe storm threat here. The yellow, slightly more widespread, as we've kind of been seeing here. So that is our risk here as far as today. Now, probability-wise, so if we hop over here to the tornado probs here, so we do have kind of an interesting setup here for tornadoes. So we have a green area and we have a brown area here. So the green area, this is where we have a 2% chance probability of a tornado every 25 miles. And that goes all the way from Pennsylvania all the way down to North Carolina, as far west as eastern Tennessee here too. So these areas here in the green have a 2% chance probability of a tornado every 25 miles here. So then we go into the brown. Now this is actually where we have a little bit higher of a probability. There is a little bit more likelihood of seeing tornadoes in the brown area. This is where we have a 5% chance probability of a tornado every 25 miles. In which includes a lot of like south central, southwestern Virginia, like northwestern bits of North Carolina here, and like northeastern Tennessee. So that is where we do have that there as well. So 5% risk out there for that. Now, as far as the damaging wind threat goes and all, we do have ourselves a pretty darn big concern for damaging winds. That's actually where like the biggest concern comes for today, as far as severe weather goes, and of course flooding. That's another big problem we'll get into here in a minute. But yeah, across the red here, that includes a lot of northern South Carolina, a lot of North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware. This red area here, once again, is where we have a 30% chance probability here of having damaging winds every 25 miles here. And so that's a pretty solid risk here. That is definitely a pretty solid risk here. Across the yellow, this is actually where we have ourselves a 15% risk here, and then, of course, around 5% chance probability. Now, as far as the hail threat goes, thankfully, our hail threat is pretty minimal. Earlier we did have a warning that had tennis ball hail on it, though, but still a little bit of severe hail is possible today. Mainly, as we've kind of been seeing here with these warnings, mainly the hail is upwards between, like, penny to quarter-size hail. So, yeah, it is relatively a minimal hail threat for today. But this is a 5% risk here of hail or severe hail, mainly between 1 to 1.5 inches in diameter. Obviously, we had that one crazy storm there a little bit ago. It was for tennis ball hail. That's kind of unlikely, even though it happened. But yeah, we're not. That would be under the significant hail threat for what we had earlier. But it wasn't really expected to be very organized of that size, mainly between 1 to 1.5 inches in diameter. But yeah, 5% chance probability every 25 miles, and it makes up the brown. Anyways, what's up, Janice? Good to see you, friend. Let's see, SD says it's sunny again, still raining, but the sun is shining. It happens sometimes. It happens here a lot in Florida, too, where you can actually see the sunshine while it's raining. It's weird, but it's cool. It's pretty cool. Anyways, but yeah, so another really big problem, like I had mentioned here a little bit ago, is the flooding threat, guys. The red areas here, this is where we actually have a really bad potential for flooding. This is a level 3 out of 4 flooding threat, which has at least a 40% chance of flooding every 25 miles. So that's a pretty significant concern for flooding across the red. Now, the yellow area here, which is at least a 15. Now, remember how it says, or notice how it says at least 15, or at least, meaning it could be honestly greater than 15% in the yellow areas and greater than 40% in the red. And then lastly, the green here is a 5% chance. But yeah, the greatest potential for flooding here today, I mean, in that moderate risk really includes like eastern Pennsylvania, including Philadelphia, out there by, central and northern, bits of New Jersey here included too, southeastern New York State, central western Connecticut, kind of western Massachusetts, southern Vermont here and all. So anyways, Janice says what? And what west and central New York? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I mean, New York State does have a pretty decent flooding threat here. Mainly, the farther southeast you go in the state of New York, the greater the potential of flooding is. And, New York City is also in that 40% flood, 40% flooding risk here. Or at least 40% flooding risk out there. So, all right, let's head back over here, y'all, to the radar. We got another warning just popped up literally just now up in northeastern Tennessee. Is that trying to rotate on me? Oh, we got a severe warning here for Church Hill. This is up in eastern Tennessee, like I mentioned, y'all. So this includes, let's see here, Surgeonsville, maybe? Fall Branch, also including Gray, Oak Grove, Spurgeon, Colonial Heights, Kingsport, Lynn Garden, Mount Carmel, and Church Hill. But this also is on the state line of Virginia, too. So for the Virginia side, this includes like Clinchport area here. So that is for the next 38 minutes here. This is for quarter hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Janice says, thank you much. No problem, friend. No problem. No problem at all. Yeah, we got quite a few warnings here. Wow, look at Southwest Virginia. There's just kind of a train of warnings here. But, the mode, honestly, I will tell you this. I am going to give the model credit where models do, where credit is due. I ain't going to lie. The models are doing a lot better today from what it looks like so far. I'm turning off my AC. It is cold as heck in here. But yeah, so the models are definitely doing pretty well so far. I mean, we still have the main event to go through, obviously. We still have multiple hours of this. And like I said, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be live. Honestly, I'm surprised I'm still live. I mean, we've been live over 2 hours and 30. It says 2 hours and 35 minutes. So we've been at it for a little bit today. Anyways, but yeah, you can see that line actually is already starting to form here. Look at that. So yeah, the models were looking pretty good about that too. Northern Virginia, we have Berryville and Royce in a warning here for 60 mile per hour winds. Going into Maryland, out there by Shepherdstown and Brunswick here. This is a warning here for 60 mile per hour winds. Sanmar, Boonesboro, Myersville, Thurmont, Smithsburg, Leitersburg, and Emmitsburg. This is another one for 60 mile per hour winds. So, like I said, there's just so many warnings. So many to keep up with. There's a lot. So I'm going to put the highest severity at top priority. We got a tornado warning now in Tennessee. Okay, that's definitely taking the cake here. Okay, that's a new tornado warning that literally just got issued here. Holy moly. Okay. All right, so y'all, that I did see that rotation. I just mentioned that a few minutes ago. I don't know if y'all remember that or not, but I literally just said, is that thing rotating? Okay, well, we got a tornado warning now in effect out here for Church Hill, Mount Carmel, including Fall Branch, including Gray, Oak Grove, and Spurgeon. Let's hop back over to CC here. Like I said, I don't see any signature or any debris signature, but like I said, regardless of debris signature, the fact that there's a tornado warning here is what you need to go off of. You still need to be in your safe spot. What's up, Calvin? Good to see you. Extremely hot in Houston. Yeah, you guys have been dealing with the very hot conditions lately. Unfortunately, it's going to be that way for a while. Have I ever heard of Dunedin, Florida? No, I have not. Where's that at? Is that like Panhandle or something? Anyways, but yeah, tornado warning for northeastern Tennessee once again, everybody. So this has 35 more minutes. Also potential here for, let's see here, quarter-sized hail. And also we have 35 minutes on that, like I mentioned. And this is moving southeast at about 25 miles per hour. So yeah, southeast at 25. So I mean, a decent moving storm. I mean, it's not fast. It's not that slow either. Just a whole bunch of stuff here. Let me pull back up meso analysis. Hopefully it'll actually work for me now. I want to see that environment out here. Let's see. Okay, so according to meso analysis, where that tornado warning is, kind of right in here. So it looks like we have ML Cape over 2,700 joules per kilogram. That's a lot of instability. That is a lot. D Cape over 1,300 joules per kilogram. That's a lot of D Cape there too. Oops, did not mean to get rid of it there. Let's try our SQT here. So we do have some pretty strong mid upper level winds. Lower level winds, I mean, they're not weak, but they're not anything crazy. We do have a little bit of curvature here. Have a little bit of curvature here to our hodograph, which, that's typically what we look for like tornadic environment, meaning that the winds are changing direction with altitude and, increasing in speed. Oh, did you? Oh, I got you, chatter. Gotcha. Let's see here. Apparently, here let's hop over here to Nebraska real quickly, because we actually have our other severe weather threat over here. Let's see. Hop over here to this guy over here. Yeah, because we actually do have a bit of a severe concern in these areas too. Like I said, I haven't really mentioned these areas too much, but they are in a concern. Yeah, we have a warning over here by Hemingford. Yeah, this thing was pretty aggressive a minute ago. It was warned for 60-mile-per-hour winds and 2-inch hail. They've downgraded that now to ping pong ball hail, which, I mean, that's still crazy. Is that thunder I'm hearing? Anyways, yeah, ping pong ball hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. I tell you what, y'all, we're going to hop over here to... I'm going to hop to Florida for 1 second. I'm going to check my current radar. I'm over here in Lakeland. I thought I heard some storms. Oh, yeah, look at that. There's actually a storm over by me. It should be out my window or right behind me. Anyways, yeah, let's hop back to the tornado warning, though. That's a main concern right now. So, yeah, once again, everybody, this is up for northeastern Tennessee. This is including Churchill and Fall Branch. Tornado warning in effect here for the next 32 minutes here. So just a bit of a heads up there. Let's see, quarter size hail. Let's see, you can tell all that. What, the meso analysis? Yeah, it's super helpful tool. I mean, it's really super helpful. Lower level kinematics out here. So lower level winds are about 5,000 feet up here, 850 millibar height. We got west to east flow at about 25 knots in that storm. Our mid-levels are semi-perpendicular. I mean, relatively perpendicular to one another, because mid-level winds, so from 5,000 feet now up to 20,000 feet here, are flowing from northwest to southeast, as opposed to that west to east flow at 5,000 feet. This is 20,000 feet northwest to southeast flow, and it's about 40 knots. So yeah, the winds are increasing with height and changing direction there, and I mean that's typically what we look for tornadic environments and. Wow, that's a lot of surface-based cape, especially in Tennessee. I mean, yeah, a lot of instability in the environment here. I mean, our dew points out here are well in the 60s and 70s, which is, I mean, that's what you look for, is those high dew points too, because the higher the dew point is, the more moisture the air can hold. And so whenever we talk about like having a very humid day, it's not the humidity. I always mention this, I feel like, every time I stream. But it's like... it's the dew point. It's not the humidity that really makes it feel muggy. Muggy and humidity are different things. Let's see. Do I ever get tornadoes in Orlando there? I mean, it can happen. They can definitely happen. I mean, we do get occasional tornadoes in Florida. We have to have strong kinematics, though. Like, the problem with Florida is we have terrible wind shear. We hardly get much wind shear because the jet stream is usually altered north of us. Florida doesn't get many tornadoes unless there's like a cyclone-induced tornado threat, like from a tropical cyclone or something, because then you have localized heavier wind shear, greater kinematics and stuff like that. While typically for Florida, while we do get a lot of convection, typically from the sea breeze storms, normal daylight heating, diurnal heating type of storms. Anyways, so usually they're not tornadic because we don't have much wind shear in the environment, as opposed to areas further up north. In these environments where the jet stream's stronger and stuff like that. Anyways, enough of that though. Yeah, we have a tornado warning on our hands. So once again, Churchill, Fall Branch, Mount Carmel. This includes Gray, Oak Grove, and Spurgeon. So this is just a bit of a heads up for you guys. This is for the next 30 minutes or 29 minutes here. We have also potential for quarter-size hail. Storms moving southeast at 25 miles per hour here. So if you guys have a basement or a storm shelter, make sure you guys are there now. If not, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. And once again, if you're in a mobile home, I'm going to keep mentioning this. If you're in a mobile home, ditch the mobile home. Do not take shelter in a mobile home. You got to find a sturdier structure out there because, they don't really provide very good protection. See, young man, you know more than my local meteorologist, no cap. I don't know about that. I mean, I think I know enough for, coverages and just to keep you guys safe and all. But, I mean, I do appreciate the compliment, though. I really do. It's just something that I've been studying for years. Oh, my goodness. We just got so many reports over here. Whoa. Last time I checked, we had like 3 reports. Let's see. Utility company, trees down on wires. Utility company, trees down on wires. Trees down on interstate. So this one says trees down on wires. Trees down on wires. And trees down on wires. Oh my gosh, dude. There's so many like trees falling on wires. Like that. What is that? Like 5 wires? 5 reports of trees down on wires. That's actually crazy. Let me look at the power outages again here. Let me refresh this just to make sure we're good. So that's that was Pennsylvania, right? That's lower Pennsylvania. Okay. Yeah, Pennsylvania is starting to get some power outages. Yep. Some of those lower counties. Look at that. Perry County, 1,400 people. Milford County, 350. Oh, yeah. Yeah, those power outages are going to, I think they're only going to continue to go up from now on. South Carolina is starting to pick up some power outages. It looks like Charleston County, 20,000 people are without power in Charleston. Why is that? Oh, great. We have another tornado warning here. Let me hop over to Charleston real quickly. There's nothing over here. Yeah, there's literally no storms in Charleston right now. All right, let's hop over to this other tornado warning here. This actually also includes bits of Virginia, mainly Virginia, actually. So let's switch over here real fast. Let's go to... we're kind of between radars. Let's use KMRX here. I think that's the closest that we have. But yeah, this is a brand new tornado warning here. This is including Meadowville. Actually, this has a bit of a hook on it. Look at that. See that kind of hook shape to it? That's classic tornadic signature there. Brumley Gap. Let's see, Amory, including Glade Spring, Abingdon, Damascus, Connor Rock, and Mountain City. Also Shones, I think it is as well. Yeah, so this is in effect. So this one actually has a $half hail on it, which is 1.25 inches in diameter here as well. So we have that. By the way, I'm putting on my glasses for the glare of my monitors. It's not for the cool factor. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not anything. That's not why I'm doing it. It just helps my eyes. But anyways, enough of that nonsense. But yeah, we do have this tornado warning in effect there, and this also goes into the extreme northeastern tip of Tennessee. Literally as far northeast as you can go in Tennessee, out by Mountain City and Shoals. Yeah, that's where that tornado warning is too. Plus, we can't forget this other tornado warning for Churchill, Mount Carmel, Fall Branch, and Gray. Let's look back at velocity here. Yeah, so there's your rotation right in there. You can kind of see this is just slightly southeast of Brumley Gap, west-southwest of Meadowview, northeast of Abingdon. So we have 40 minutes on that one, 25 on the other one up by Fall Branch. So we'll have to see how those pan out. Let's switch back over to CC. Don't see anything on correlation coefficient, so we look pretty good there. Okay, but like I mentioned though, once again, you got to take action when these warnings are here, not when it's confirmed. You need to be in your safe spot regardless. regardless of confirmation, because it can take a while for those confirmations to come in, and for one, and two, there can still be tornadoes without it showing up on radar and without it being seen for a little bit. So just remember that. So honestly, like I mentioned, the reason that we have tornado warnings is to let you know. Well, in this case, since it's radar indicated, it means that the radar has picked up rotation within these storms. So where there's rotation, I mean, you could assume that tornadoes are going to be a bit of a concern here. Let's see. Jesse says, so they got family out in Gray. They don't really ever get tornadoes that far east in Tennessee. I got you. I mean, they can still happen out there. So remember that. I mean, they absolutely can. Let's see here. What is that? Several trees down reported out by Lebanon. This is in Southwest Virginia. Actually, looks like we're starting to get some marine warnings, too, for bits of the Chesapeake. Here, let me pull these up real quickly. This is for Chesapeake Beach out by Fairbank, near Hudson, North Beach, Randall Cliff Beach here. So this is kind of for the central portion of the Chesapeake. We actually just got a new marine warning here, too, for Fishing Creek and Solomon's here. Okay, let's hop over back to Virginia. We actually have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect. This is actually for my family. I have family out here. Out by Woodstock, Strasburg, Middletown, Riverton, Front Royal. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. Oh, yes. Yeah. No, that line is definitely starting to pick up. Goodness. What is this? Oh, there's a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. Wow, for 2-inch hail. So this is up in like central Maryland here? Yeah. So this is out by Burkittsville, including is it Antietam? I think it might be Rosemont and Rowersville. I think that's how you pronounce those. Probably not. But yeah, this is moving east. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. My phone's ringing. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning here, which this expires in about 37 minutes here overall, in which, 2-inch hail as well as, let's see here. Yeah, 2-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. Let's see. All right, let me hop on back over here to Tennessee. Yeah, so we have these two tornado warnings. Obviously, these right now are the biggest concerns at the moment. So, yeah, I mean, this thing does have a bit. This thing does have a bit of what appears to be like a little hook on the storm here. Let's see. Yep. So Churchill. It's kind of right around where that little hook is at. Yeah, so Churchill, Mount Carmel, including Fall Branch, Gray, which whoever said they were in Gray, you guys need to be in your shelter too. Oak Grove and Spurgeon. So just a bit of a heads up here. Once again, 21 minutes here. Storms moving southeast at 25 miles per hour. In addition to the tornado warning here, we also do have, let's see here. We also do have ourselves 1.25-inch hail. So anyways, that is that. Now, northeast of this here for like southwestern Virginia, let's see here. We have, Brumley Gap, Meadowview, also including Glade Spring, Damascus, also like far northeastern Tennessee, like I mentioned, out by Mountain City and Shounds here. So, let's see. I'm literally right between both tornado warnings. It's so humid outside I can hear the thunder all around. Gotcha. Yeah, be careful out there, man. Look at all the warningception going on over here in southeast Kentucky. Holy cow. Yeah, let's switch over the radar over here real quickly. We have a pretty good collage of warnings here. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a decent little line that this has formed here, which these are warned for, all of them are warned for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here in Penny Hale. Yeah, literally all for the same thing. That includes like Hyden, Slimp, including like Close Pint maybe, Rose, Mozelle. and it goes into Virginia by like Wise, Norton, Appalachia, and Paradis maybe. When I see a hook, what does that indicate to you? So sometimes when we see these hooks, it means that, it could be a rotating storm or, tornadic cell. So essentially what happens, let's see here. Essentially what happens here is we do have a rear flank downdraft, which is that cool upper level air that does kind of wrap around the backside. Of the system, and of course we have that warm inflow, a little inflow notch here that's a little cutout in the storm. And given the fact that our lower level kinematics here flows from west to east here, our lower level winds here flows from west to east. We have about 25 knot lower level jet there. The winds in the mid levels about 20,000 feet flow from northwest to southeast here overall. So you can kind of see how the hook looks a little bit different as opposed for like a normal event with like a south to north jet and a mid-level like southwest to northeast flow. The winds are a little different in this one, but yeah, you can see the hook's a little bit backwards almost. Anyways, let's see here. But yeah, that tornado warning here is for Tennessee, including Churchill, Fall Branch, Gray, Oak Grove, Spurgeon, including Mount Carmel. So just, once again, 18 minutes on this. Just make sure y'all in your safe spot. If you have a basement or a storm shelter, go there now, you guys. And if not, then go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor, of a home. And like I mentioned, just make sure if you're in a mobile home, once again, to leave the mobile home and find a sturdier structure. Then, of course, we have another tornado warning here to the northeast of that. Here, this is for southwest Virginia, including Meadowview, including Glade Spring, Emory, Brumley Gap, also including Abingdon here too, which also goes into northeastern Tennessee, the far northeastern side here, which includes like Mountain City and Shoals here. 33 minutes on this storm. This one's moving southeast at 35. Max hail size up to 1.25 inches in diameter, which is $half size hail. So, anyways, that's that. And that expires in 33 minutes here. So, got a little bit of time before those expire. A big mess of warnings, I'll tell you that. But that line is really starting to come together here. Let's hop back over to Virginia. We do have that considerable severe thunderstorm warning here for Frederick, Maryland. Or not for Frederick, Maryland, but Frederick County, Maryland here. In which this includes Burkittsville, also including Ruthersville, including Antietam, I think it might be, including Rosemont here. So this is actually warned for 2-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind. So put it for an example, golf ball hail is 1.75 inches in diameter. We're expecting larger hail than golf ball, slightly larger than golf ball size hail in that storm. So definitely is a pretty decent concern here. Let's see here. Is Richmond going to have severe weather? So Richmond is inside of the risk here. Oh, we have reports of a funnel cloud out of that one tornado warning up by Abingdon. Oh, buddy. Okay. But yeah, Richmond is in the concern. Let me hop you over here real quickly. If we hop over to the severe weather outlook, Richmond is in that level 2 severe weather threat for today. So we do need to monitor the weather because later on we could see some severe storms. Tornado probability is pretty low for Richmond. I mean, it's not 0. It's a 2% chance probability of a tornado within 25 miles of you. Really what takes the cake is the biggest concern is damaging winds. We have a 30% chance probability of damaging winds between mainly 60 and 70 miles per hour occurring within a 25-mile radius around you. And then lastly, as far as the hail threat goes, the hail threat's not super crazy, but we do have a 5% chance probability out there by Richmond. Within a 25-mile radius around you, there's a 5% chance probability here of hail, which mainly for today is expected to mainly remain between 1 to 1.5 inches in diameter. But I mean, we've had a couple warnings already that have been like tennis ball hail, and one that's 2 inches in diameter right now. So it's like, yeah. But anyways, but majority of them are supposed to be like between quarter size to 1.5 inches in diameter here overall. But another big problem, guys, another big thing that we really need to keep, letting you guys know about is this flooding concern. Not as much for Virginia. I mean, we do have an isolated flooding threat where we have at least a 5% risk here across the green. But really the yellow and especially the red areas here we have got to watch because, these red areas here for like eastern Pennsylvania, central northern New Jersey, southeastern New York State, central western Connecticut, central and western Massachusetts and like lower Vermont. In the red here, this is where we have at least a 40% chance probability of flooding every 25 miles. That is a big potential there. Even in the yellow, that's at least a 15% chance. So a big potential for flooding. And actually, speaking of flooding, we do have some reports of it occurring over here in Pennsylvania. Let's see, reports of a residential flood on South Potomac Street. This is in Franklin County, Pennsylvania, from the fire department rescue here. Got another report over here by Boiling Springs and Plainfield area here, up by Carl, however the heck you pronounce that area. Out there, it says vehicle stranded in water. So that is one thing, guys. Is if you come across a flooded roadway, turn around, don't drown. Is what the Weather Service always says. You do not go through flooded roadways. Okay, we have a new tornado warning in Northern Virginia here. This includes Front Royal and Riverton. Oh, buddy. Yeah, they put a tornado warning on that, so it looks like we might be seeing some rotation kind of near Front Royal. Okay. Riverton, Front Royal, you guys need to be inside of your shelters now, also including Flint Hill. See, I didn't grow up far from here, actually. I grew up over here in Manassas, which is right there. So this is pretty close to where I used to live, but like I said, I'm in Florida now, but I might need to let my dad know here in a minute if that storm does get closer. I mean, there is a wall of storms coming this way, though, mainly for quarter hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds and stuff like that. Let's see. John says, how is Duncannon, Pennsylvania looking? Let me pull this up for you, friend. Hold on one second. Let me pull this up over here. Let's see here. All right, so 1 second. Okay. Anyways, all right, let me pull this up here for you. So you, my friend, are in kind of you're kind of in that southeastern, south central area here. So you are right here. So there is a severe thunderstorm just southeast of you, which is one for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Honestly, pretty good news for you is that the main line of storms has already passed through your area. So what you're getting now is probably going to be some of the biggest stuff you're going to see today. Like if we hop back over here to the future radar, which we'll do real quickly. If we hop back over to future radar, then we'll get back to those tornado warnings here. As far as the future radar has it, so you can kind of see this is that main line here. I mean, there could be a couple other scattered showers and storms here, but the main concern was actually that mass there of storms here, which is kind of what we're watching right now. But man, I tell you what, I mean, it's starting to come together now at this point. So thank you so much. Of course, friend. Of course. So yeah, once again, everybody, we have 3 active tornado warnings here. One of them is in for Northern Virginia, including Front Royal, Riverton, and Flint Hill. Tornado warning in effect for the next 27 minutes. Max hail size up to quarter size, moving southeast here at 40 miles per hour. Then we have another 2 tornado warnings here. One in eastern Tennessee out there by Church Hill and Fall Branch. This one is in effect for the next 11 minutes, moving southeast at 25 miles per hour here. This one is moving a bit slower as that other one here. It's a bit further down to the south, a little bit altered from the jet stream, a little bit in a different area. But yeah, we have that one in effect. And then we have another one over here actually between extreme northeastern Tennessee, including Mountain City and Shones here, but also majority of this is actually for southwestern Virginia out by Damascus, out there by Meadowville, Abingdon, Glade Spring here, also including like Connor Rock here too. This is in effect for the next 26 minutes here, and this is moving southeast at 35 miles per hour. So yeah, we got quite a handful of warnings here. We got quite a few tornado warnings popping off now. Things are definitely starting to to take place here in the on that one storm that we were just talking about here not long ago for like Southwest Virginia by like Abingdon. We have reports of a funnel cloud here. This is in Washington County, Virginia here. This is from a train spotter. Funnel cloud was reported out here. Goodness. Joshua says, what about Bristol, Tennessee? So as far as Bristol goes here, so Bristol's, that far eastern side. So Bristol, I mean, you can see kind of where you're at, honestly. There's a Bristol, Virginia. I guess that goes through Virginia and Tennessee. Anyways, right now, Bristol is barely outside of that warning. I would still remain indoors, though, because I'm sure there's some close lightning going on here in this general area, given that we're right next to a storm. You're not in any warnings, but there is warnings all around you. Literally, in a 360 of you, there is warnings in, like, every direction of you, but you are right in the middle of it all. So... John says, let's see, I know Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, I was getting hit pretty hard a few minutes ago. They had a tornado warning there. What, Pennsylvania? I didn't see that. I do see the severe thunderstorm warning here for this area, which is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but they didn't have a tornado warning from what I saw. Huh. But we do have that new tornado warning, though, for Northern Virginia. Got to keep an eye out there for that. But yeah, if we hop back over here, guys, to the future radar and all, if you guys are just tuning in here, this is kind of what the event's expected to look like as it plays out. So right now, the current time here right now is 4:35. So we're roughly in this time here. So we're starting to see a lot of that convection popping off here, all the way from basically Pennsylvania all the way down through like Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia, and all. So definitely is starting to pick up pretty good. What's up, Rose? Good to see you, friend. Saying hi, Andrew. How you doing? I'm doing all right. See, it's 100 degrees, very humid in Nashville now. Oh yeah, be careful. Stay inside and stay cool, friend. What about Greenville, Tennessee? Let me look. Got you. Let's see what we got going on over here for Greenville, Tennessee. Okay, so you're you're also kind of eastern. Gotcha. All right, so here's Greenville. Let's bring it all over here. So here's Greenville right there. So there is actually a cell just to your northwest here. This is tracking towards you. However, it is not currently warned. There isn't a tornado warning or anything like that for it right now, or any severe thunderstorm warning. So there's no reason for alarm right now, but I will tell you this. There is a storm that's heading in your way, and what I would do is, honestly, I'd go indoors. I mean, honestly, you're probably noticing the rain now from it. But yeah, there's heavier rain to the northwest, and this system is kind of tracking relatively southeastward here. Ooh, look at that hook. Yeah, that's a pretty gnarly looking storm over here for eastern Tennessee, out by like Fall Branch. This is kind of in that little inflow notch there. But yeah, the warning's out by Mount Carmel and Church Hill. The thing is, though, is that storm has already kind of pushed through Mount Carmel and Church Hill. This right here is the main area of concern, like right in here. So that is what we're looking out here for. Let's see here. Hold on a minute. Did I just get another Venmo donation? Oh, no, that's just Venmo being stupid. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, Venmo sometimes send me these random emails. It's like, oh. I just had to make sure if it was, I'd have to give them a shout out, as I always do, which I really appreciate, by the way, guys. Thank you all for the people who do support us. But yeah, tornado warning here. Once again, hopping back to Northern Virginia for Front Royal and Flint Hill. Now, there is actually a severe thunderstorm warning up here in Maryland. Like, this is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning here. And this is in effect for Burkittsville and Rosemont. Actually, you know what? Yeah, Burkittsville and Rosemont, that's Maryland, but there's actually a little sliver of the Panhandle of West Virginia here too included, south of Shepherdstown. But anyways, this is a big concern because this one's warned for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts here, in addition to ping pong ball size hail. Like, that's... wow, that's pretty crazy. But yeah, 70-mile-per-hour winds on that one. Oh, wow, there's a big severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued. Do y'all see that? Look at that thing. Out here in a lot of Maryland, including Mount Airy, Gaithersburg, Barnesville, Leesburg, Ellicott City, Westminster, Manchester, and Taneytown, which is for Quarter Hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds there. Let's see here. Joshua says, thank you, brother. I have a fiance traveling there down through North Carolina. Of course, no problem, friend. Let's see here. Do I think a line could form near Charlottesville? Models did suggest that line still likely remaining intact as we approach Charlottesville later this evening. Because you can kind of see, I mean, of course, this is one model, of course, but you can see that there is what appears to be, could be a bit of a line later this evening as we approach through the system. Let's see. How's it looking, Gray, Tennessee? Let me look here for you, friend. Let's see, where was Gray at? I keep forgetting where. I literally just looked at Gray just a few minutes ago, or just a little bit ago. Gray, Tennessee. This is oh yeah, that's right. That's far northeastern. I'm a little bit off. Gray is somewhere in here, right? There's so many places, man. I tell you. Is Gray further northeast out there? Hold on a minute, friend. I'm trying to get there. Gray. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, consider doing me a favor and leaving a like if you guys could. Maybe hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. So this is out by Oak Grove area. I wish I could pull it up on this program. I really could. There's just so many places out here. Pinecrest. Oh, there it is. It's in the tornado warning. There we go. Sorry, I was a little bit off there. Yeah, but Gray, yeah, you guys are in that tornado warning there. Also, Oak Grove, Spurgeon, including Fall Branch, Church Hill, and Mount Carmel. So we do have that radar by KMRX here. Or the radar ID is KMRX. And, yeah, we're definitely keeping an eye out there for this. Honestly, you know what? That looks like another area of rotation out just there southeast of Gray. Look at that. Right over here, northwest of Johnson City here. Oh, buddy. They did put a tour possible on this. Okay. We have another tornado warning over here by Damascus here in southwest Virginia, including Abingdon, Meadowview, and Glade Spring. This is for actually we did have a funnel cloud reported, but yeah, this is a tornado warning in effect for the next 18 minutes. Storms moving southeast at 35 miles per hour. Max hail size up to 1.25 inches in diameter. We have another tornado warning in southeastern Kentucky. Oh my goodness, dude. We are off to a strong start today. So this is a new tornado warning for Putney, Avarts, including Disney, and Cawood. Goodness gracious. Okay, well that's warning for 32 minutes here, moving southeast at 30 miles per hour. So yeah. Well, there's another one. So yeah, we have a total of 4 tornado warnings right now. And 30 severe thunderstorm warnings. Can you believe that? I mean, today is pretty active. Oop. Oh, buddy. Okay, we got another considerable warning up here for Northern Virginia. This is for Purcellville. Let's see here. Hillsborough and Waterford, also including Lovettsville. Quarter hail and 70 mile per hour wind gusts on that. Oh, we have reports of golf ball hail over here by Berryville, Virginia, near Ripon, West Virginia. Yeah. Caden, let me look. I'll pull it up for you, friend. Let me see what we got going on for you. You're up here in. You guys are up here in Eastern Tennessee. A lot of you guys are. We have a lot of viewers over here in East Tennessee. Yeah, please be in your shelter, y'all. Please be in your shelter. So you, my friend, are over here. So you are literally outside of the warnings, but barely. I mean, there is storms like pretty much in a 180 around you. There's some more storms to the north of you, but yeah, you, my friend, if you're right here, we're actually outside of those warnings. I'd still remain indoors though, away from windows if you could, because there's still a lightning concern and stuff like that. Yeah, I get it. It's still a little ways away from Charlotte. Storms. Let's hop back over here. Yeah, storms are set to approach like Charlotte area here a little bit later on. This is suggesting 9 p.m. Eastern time, but there could be a couple of scattered storms between now and then. So, yeah. GSP radar here. Let's hop over here real quickly. This radar, let's see here, which is for Charlotte area, does not really show anything here. Okay, good. Yeah, so there's no pop-up cells right now. I mean, this is tracking in that direction, though. It'll be a little bit later on, though, by the time that line does get there. You know, a couple of hours according to the models here. Let's see. Snoopy says, "How's it looking for Winston-Salem for North Carolina later?" I got you, friend. Let me pull this up here for you. Let's see here. So you are over here. Okay, you're up. You're just north. There you go. So you're right in here. So we do have those storms just to the west of you. Okay, good news. They just canceled that tornado warning for Churchill and Fall Branch. That's no longer in effect here. We're down to 3 now. But anyways, back over here towards Winston-Salem, we do not have any warnings in place right now. We do have that activity here to the west-northwest. Farther to the west here, which, I mean, yeah, you do have a bit of a concern for storms today, of course. The models, they do suggest that those areas, so you're right in here, eventually do get some storms over the next couple of hours before kind of rolling out, obviously just before midnight here, which is good. But yeah, I mean, we'll probably see some storm activity here in a little bit. Okay, we got reports of several trees down southwest Virginia. Once again, we also had a funnel cloud report on that one tornado warning over here by Meadowville, Damascus, Virginia, and Mountain City, Tennessee. Tornado count popping? Yeah, it sure has. I mean, we're still at 3 tornado warnings, which is 3 more than I'd like. All right. Let me hop back up here to Virginia. Okay, we still have that tornado warning for Flint Hill. They did remove it from Front Royal, though, by the way. So you guys are good in Front Royal. We still have that severe thunderstorm warning, though, for 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter hail in Front Royal. So still stay indoors. But yeah, Flint Hill. Yeah, we do have this tornado warning in effect for 13 more minutes. Quarter-size hail and see here. Yeah. Quarter-size hail, and, of course, that tornadic concern there. Yeah, so hopping up further into northern Virginia, out here by Purcellville, out by Waterford, Hillsborough, and Lovettsville, this is a severe thunderstorm warning here for 70-mile-per-hour winds and quarter hail. Oh, not anymore. They just downgraded it to 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter hail. The one up to the north out by Burkittsville and Rosemont, though, this one still is warned for... This one's still pretty nasty. This is warned for ping pong ball size hail, which is 1.5 inches in diameter, in addition to 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts out here. Goodness. A lot of stuff to keep up with, y'all. All right, so southeastern Kentucky, we have Evarts, including Disney, Putney, and Colwood. 27 minutes left on this particular tornado warning in effect here, radar indicated threat. So, yeah, like I said, regardless of confirmation with these tornadoes, guys, we still need to be in our safe spots. If you're in a tornado warning, make sure that you are in your central. If you have a basement or a storm shelter, go there. But if you do not, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. And, definitely, if you're in a mobile home, once again, ditch the mobile home and go and find a sturdier structure. It would definitely be recommended. I think we just lost a lot of our warnings, which is good. We were at 30 a minute ago. Now we're down to 20 severe thunderstorm warnings, thankfully. Still got 3 tornado warnings, though. Oh, my golly. We've been live 3 hours and 16 minutes. We've been live for quite a bit of time here. I ain't gonna lie. I'm getting a little bit whooped. I have to make dinner here soon, too. I'm pretty hungry. I haven't eaten anything other than a donut this morning, so I'm hungry. I'm thinking about maybe getting some around here in a minute. So, but I tell you what, I might do coverage tonight. We'll have to see how that goes. Depends, but honestly, you guys, I am getting a little whooped. I'm probably going to call it a stream soon. So before I do, if y'all have any questions, throw them down in the chat right now, because I'll be more than happy to help you guys. But yeah, honestly, like I said, it's really tricky to stream for a long period of time. It's so hard for me to just sit and talk the entire time for like over 3 hours straight. It's rough. It is rough. Um, I mean, you might think, well, streaming it's like the easiest job ever. It's really not. It is hard in its own ways. But anyways, I'm more than happy to be here though. I really am. I'm not complaining. I do enjoy what I do, and I do enjoy being here to help you. But yeah, I gotta look out for myself too. I gotta take a break at least every once in a while. Power through it, bro. I wish, man. I wish. All right. Anyways, we have a tornado warning for Flint Hill. Let's see. We have 9 minutes left on this particular warning. We have quarter-sized hail. So just a bit of a heads up also on that storm there too. A boatload of severe thunderstorm warnings up in Maryland, including Gaithersburg, Barnesville. Let's see, also including Walkersville, Hempstead, Manchester, Westminster, and Taneytown. So this is for 60 mile per hour winds, quarter hail, southeastern Pennsylvania, Crossroads, Jefferson, Dover, York, Littlestown, Hanover, Corryville here. This is for the next 54 minutes here. So we have 60 mile per hour wind gusts on that one there too. And north of that, we have Elizabethtown, which this has a lot of reports coming through here. And southeastern Pennsylvania up at Elizabethtown. Trees down on wires from 911 call center. Trees down on wires. Trees down on wires. Trees down on wires. We have been having like so many reports of trees falling down on wires here. Goodness. Fine. I guess I'll stay a little bit longer, guys. I love you guys, and I want to make sure that I'm here as long as I can, even though if I'm physically dying, I got you guys. I'm here for y'all. All right, tornado warning here for extreme northeast corner of Tennessee up by Mountain City. Also Damascus, Virginia. Once again, we still have that warning in place here. This is for the next 8 minutes here. Quarter-sized hail as well inside of this particular warning there. So just a bit of a heads up there. Make sure y'all are in your safe spots. Also, southeast Kentucky, out there by Putney and Disney, including Cobwood and Everts here. Everts, maybe. This includes 23 minutes to go, which storm's moving southeast at 30 miles per hour here. So, once again, make sure you guys are in your shelters out there as well. So we have 3 tornado warnings. One of them's in Kentucky, one of them's in Virginia, one of them's in Tennessee. Let's see, you're great at it. Oh, thanks, friend. Appreciate it. ATR, I can't do zip codes. If you can give me the town name, I could, the town name in the state, I could figure it out for you. Because the program I use now, I used to be able to do zip codes, but this program doesn't accept them. And I don't use the program that did do the zip codes a long time ago anymore. So just give me the town name in the state if you could. Joshua says, what about Elizabethton? What, Pennsylvania we just looked at? Yeah, so we do have that warning out there. So you get some rest, Andrew, and get some need. I know, I need to, but I want to be here for you guys. All right, let's hop back over here. Whoops. So Elizabethtown. Let's see here. Yeah, penny hail and 60 mile per hour winds is the main concern, but there has been a lot of reports of damaging winds on that, though. Thank you for everything, bro. Of course, dude. Making you some coffee. That'd be nice. Let's see. Greenwood State Park, South Carolina. Gotcha, friend. Let's see here. Let me pull this up for you. This is up in... Why is it not pulling up? Is it? Oh, is it Greenville? Is this in Greenville, right? This is Greenwood. Oh, no, you said Greenwood. Yeah, for some reason, Greenville is where it took me here. I will tell you this, though. You did say South Carolina. The storms will arrive in general for South Carolina sometime later this evening. I'd say between like 8 and 10 p.m. Eastern time, according to the HRRR. But, take that with a grain of salt here, okay? But it's going to be later on this evening when we're going to be seeing probably those main storms rolling through. Let's see. Joshua says Tennessee. Oh, gotcha, friend. Let me pull up Elizabethton for Tennessee for you, friend. I got you, friend. Let me hop on over here, Tennessee. Okay, this is like the far corner here for you guys. Okay, good news. They canceled that tornado warning in southeastern Kentucky. Good news. So that included Everett and Putney, also Cotwood. Still got that severe warning, though, in place for 60-mile-per-hour winds here. Tornado warning still in effect for Mountain City in Tennessee here. Elizabethton here is in the severe thunderstorm warning for the next 20 minutes for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Penny Hill. Okay. And in Virginia, we have a tornado warning here still for Fauquier County, including Flint Hill. 4 more minutes on this guy, though. Will Arlington, Virginia be good? So, I mean, Arlington is in the threat today. If you're out in Arlington, I would definitely keep an eye out there for the storms here, because we are going to be seeing, a couple of severe storms in the general area here. I mean, just in Virginia in general. So we do need to be weather aware out here. I'm sure you'll be fine. Just keep an eye out there for it as the day progresses. Yeah, no problem, ATR. Friends, I hate to do this, but I think I am gonna head off here. I'm getting real hungry. I think I'm gonna get me something to eat and just rest for a bit. But I might hop back on later tonight here. I definitely want to be here for you guys a little bit longer. Like I said, we've been live almost 3.5 hours at this point, so I'm getting a little whooped. I ain't gonna lie, but I think I'm probably gonna head off for now. Thank you all for joining. I really appreciate it. I hate to do this, man. I really would love to just be here for a long time with you guys. So I do apologize for heading off here. Your fiance said Elizabethton, Tennessee. Yeah, they have a severe thunderstorm warning out there for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So you do need food, bro. Yeah, I'm definitely getting hungry. Like I said, all I ate today was a donut. So I'm a little bit hungry. So I think I'm going to go out there and make some food and stuff like that, because I'm hungry. I'm tired too. So, but thank you everybody for joining. For all the people who have donated to us as well today, I really, really deeply appreciate it. Just want to go give you guys another thank you. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you for hanging out with us. I really apologize for ending so soon. I mean, 3.5 hours I think was a pretty chunky coverage for today. I really feel bad, though. I gotta go. I do. I feel terrible. Let's see. You gave us good coverage. I'm glad. I'm glad that you enjoyed it, friend. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate all of you. Much love to you guys. But yeah, I mean, if y'all have any questions before I roll off here, I mean, I'll take a couple questions if y'all have any. If not, then I'll go ahead and probably call it a stream here, because yeah, got some stuff I got to do. But yeah, the only thing that's left here, once again, Joshua Joshua, I'm sorry about your message getting deleted. Nightbot's not very happy, but said, thank you so much. I'm letting her know. Good. You're very welcome, friend. But yeah, we do have a tornado warning in effect here for, once again, still Northern Virginia, including the Flint Hill area. Also including like northeastern Tennessee here, another warning for Mountain City area. So one for Mountain City has 2 minutes left. The one over here, this one also has 2 minutes. You know what? I'm going to stay here just for a few more minutes until these tornado warnings expire. We just have 2 minutes left, and then I'm going to head off. Just 2 more minutes. We can do this. And by the way, guys, if you haven't already, consider doing me a favor and hitting that subscribe button, and maybe leaving a like on your way out as well. It'll be much appreciated. Much appreciated, friends. Tell you what, we're almost at 33,200 subs. Really appreciate y'all. But yeah, Flint Hill, Virginia, you guys are almost good to come out of your shelters. We have about 1.5 minutes left. Quarter-sized hail as well on that storm. And then Mountain City here too, we also have about 1 minute left. So those are about to be expired. And then we'll be left with those severe thunderstorm warnings here after that. So I hope we don't have any more tornado warnings or anything like that. I mean, there is a good chance we still could have some tornadic storms today, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is, unfortunately. All right, so we have about 45 seconds before those tornado warnings do expire. So once again, Flint Hill, Virginia, you guys are pretty much good to come out of your shelters at this point. Same thing for Mountain City. They're about to expire, so you guys will be good. We also have a new, is that a new one? Oh, that's the next, they just updated that warning. That's severe thunderstorm warning for Washington here in Northern Virginia. Flint Hill, Sperryville area for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Majority of these severe thunderstorm warnings are for 60-mile-an-hour winds, which is strong enough to knock down some trees and branches and power lines and stuff like that. So, yeah, that is something that we need to definitely look out here for. Alrighty, friends. Well, I'll tell you what, the warnings are now expired here in about 4 seconds. So, you guys are going to come out of your shelters out there. I'd still recommend staying indoors, away from windows if you could. But that officially now leaves us with no tornado warnings as of now, knock on wood. We do have a couple of considerable severe warnings up in Pennsylvania for 70-mile-per-hour winds by Crossroads, Coreyville here too, and also for Northeast Maryland out by Manchester for also 70-mile-per-hour winds in Addy, Dublin area. So there we go. All righty, friends. Oh, so now we're just a minute away before we hit 3 hours and 30 minutes. Okay, we're going to wait for 1 second. If you guys have any questions, I got to make this it's at 3 hours and 28 minutes of streaming. I got to wait like another minute and a half or else it's going to drive me crazy. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, before I roll off here, I'm taking final questions now. So go ahead and leave them down in the comments. Let's see. Joshua says, great job, man. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Yeah, we've had a lot of reports today. I mean, already for multiple trees down, power lines down, all kinds of stuff. So it's, yeah, I mean, today's definitely panning out to be, a pretty darn active day here. We did have that reports of golf ball hail up in Northern Virginia too, up by Berryville. This is right on the border actually of West Virginia and Virginia. So I mean, it is right there, right on the border. But alrighty, friends. Well, I tell you what, I want to go ahead and say once again, thank you to everybody for joining us. And if you guys could, on your way out, leave a like if you could for me. It'd be much appreciated. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I'm not going to hold you to it, but goodness, 162 likes today. Thank you guys. Y'all are awesome. Much love to y'all. But alrighty, friends. Well, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for today. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Please stay safe out there, and we'll catch you guys here in the next one. I mean, I might go live later tonight. Depends on how I'm feeling. I mean, because, yeah, I got a couple things I do need to do around here, too. So I'm going to make some dinner, probably go lay down for a little bit, relax, and then knowing me, I'll probably hop back on later tonight just for a little bit. If storms are still going off, If not, then I won't worry about it. But then I'll just see you tomorrow for the next update and all. Okay, friends, thanks for joining. You guys take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you guys here in the next one. Peace out, my friends. See ya later on.